Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Wazza! And twins. And the twins.
With the twins.
Well, it was a little quiet, wasn't it? Sorry.
It was. With the twins.
Make it loud and proud. Come on. Yeah. Say it louder for the people in the back. That's right. We are here for episode 461 of the Massenomics Podcast. We are the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
And we are here for episode 461. It's episode 461. You all know what that means, right?
Of course. Tell
It's time for our tier list of bad gym songs.
It's people waited
Obviously.
461 weeks for this. We promised it on episode 1, and here it is.
It just took 460 weeks later. We do have that coming along with several other topics that we'll get to. But first, I want to remind everyone to check out the fine folks over at Juggernaut AI. Check them out online, juggernautai.app. That's the website. Full disclosure, we do have a discount code with them. I don't want anyone to think that we don't. The discount code is 10% off. So you'll save 10% on the lifetime of your membership if you sign up for Juggernaut AI. Tommy's been rocking and rolling on Juggernaut AI as we speak. Are you on a deload right now, or are you done with that?
Far from it. Could almost say the opposite. We'll talk about this once this ad is done.
It's just a load.
I got some.
He's on a load.
It's a upload. We're going to talk about that when this ad read's done and I'm done with mine.
What's the opposite of D? Just no prefix?
Probably, yeah.
So it's just load.
Just load. Yeah. Yep, that'd be it.
We'll hear more about Tommy's load after this ad. So check out Juggernaut AI and continue to listen to this podcast for more testimonial as we find out how Tommy's load is going.
This episode is also brought to you by Barefoot Shoes. If you head on over to barefoot.store, you can see some of the best barefoot shoes on the market today. Right now, they are running a limited edition colorway. It looks really cool. It would be the Royal Bloodline. They got that dark navy and maroon with the gum sole. Really classy look. It's not overly flashy, a little undercover, a little subdued, but I like the way it's looking. They also have just released the brand new Ursus. What's the number, Tanner? 2.0?
2.
The Ursus 2. Tanner, you've had them now for what, a week, 2 weeks?
Yep, I was wearing them today. I wore them to work today. Business casual.
And they still passed the test?
Yeah, they passed muster.
Okay.
They passed my muster and my mustard.
And you would say that just because it's the version 2.0 doesn't mean the 1.0 is inferior. It's different vibes depending on what you're into.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks. I would recommend having both, and you'll know what I mean.
All right. Well, Tanner said it right there.
It doesn't replace the 1.0. It's just different.
Okay. So if you want to see what this just different feeling is all about, head on over to barefoot.store, use code Massenomics, and you can save 10% on your next order. Thank you, Barefoot Shoes. All right, training update. I'll just get right into it right away, Tanner.
Let's hear it. Let's have it.
Training is going really good again. I would say that tonight is maybe the first time in my entire life of training that I got done lifting, went to take a shower. I had an arm day. It was an arm day, so I got a pretty good. I had to speed it up a little bit too. Very busy. I don't know if people know this. Massenomics has a lot of things going on. My own business has a lot of things going on.
With everything going on.
With everything going on, time is more valuable than ever. So I did have to speed through it, but it was fine because I sped through it and I still knocked it out. But I get done. I hop in the shower. Before I get in the shower, the mirror's in front of you. And for the first time in my life, I thought, God, my arms are actually looking kind of big right now. I've never once in my life thought that.
You've never thought that?
I've never thought that. And now at 35 years old, I'm like, they're actually starting to look kind of big. I got something going on here right now.
So you're pretty happy with the progress.
It was almost a state of disbelief. Kind of didn't feel like they were my arms for a minute. And what do I attribute this to? Obviously, Juggernaut. But if I had to say one thing, I would say for the first time in my life, I'm telling you, man, it's those seated bicep curls are just
incline curls.
I've been doing those now for probably 8 weeks. And I have gotten better at them as time has gone on.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can take more volume on them. And I think that those are the best. You can't, I don't know if I could ever do just a standing straight up regular curl ever again.
Yeah.
I think
I do those every week also.
I think there's something to that one. Yeah. And then I do think that getting the lat pull down machine and just really working lat pull downs good, because you can bang out way more reps. You can get just way more volume in on lat pull downs than you can on pull ups, without a doubt.
True.
So now I've been riding that wave for several months, and then also adding in the face pulls. I sit in the low row one and do seated face pulls. So the lean is out of the equation. And that's working my delts like never before, man. The whole upper body, it's just coming together. The package is top notch right now.
It sounds like you're going to bring the entire package to the Arnold stage this year.
I might have a bodybuilding nickname of the package by the time this is all done, because that's what I'm bringing.
The total package.
The total packge is my.
Wow, we got to hear about your load and your package.
Yeah. It's just the dream right there, isn't it? So what I'm saying is, get on Juggernaut AI, run the damn program, and also while you're at it, we can't leave the one missing piece of this puzzle out. While you're at it, head on over to MacroFactor, use code Massenomics, get those macros dialed in, because I do also believe that is a part of why things are going good. Is my macros are the best they've ever been in my life.
And full disclosure, we do get filthy, stinking rich when you use discount code MacroFactor.
Right, these are all very self-serving here. But this is my actually honest testimonial. If someone came to me and said, I can't get stronger, and you've been lifting a while, from experience, I would say Juggernaut's a great spot to go and dial that food in, get MacroFactor, or at the very least, start tracking your macros. And the sky is the freaking limit, baby.
You're going to be breaking through the ceiling. Did you see that the Sheffield went on?
I did see that it went on. I was preoccupied.
I wonder which of us knows less of what went on.
Oh boy, we're probably pretty even here. I kind of know a little bit. Why don't you give me the rundown, Tanner? Or do you know anything? I know this guy is like Kiel or whatever his name is. I don't know
Kiel
if he's
Backlund.
Yeah, he won for men. Never heard of him before this.
No. Emil Krastev got second, and Gustav Hedlund got third.
The thing
none of those would be Americans.
No, and the thing that's not exciting about the mad respect to all those people, insanely strong, like that Kiel. I don't know. It was a total like 1,600 pounds at like 140 pound body weight or something. But
something like that.
That is my knock against the Sheffield, is the way that it works on the coefficient and the percentage thing, is that all the people setting records weigh like 170 pounds or less. And it's just like, these are big totals for that body weight. You know, like that's the not so exciting. And I'm not trying to say that to knock anyone or take anything away from them. They all total more than me, but the way it works is big guys that total a lot, it's nearly impossible for them to do anything here.
Yeah, Russell Orhe got fourth, and Austin Perkins got fifth. And then Jesus got ninth.
Mm-hmm. Well, because he'd have to be the strongest power lifter of all time on that day to do anything.
Ashton Ruska got 12th. In the women's side,
how much did that one girl squat?
Won.
Yeah, I saw that. And I saw that Agata, or however you say her name. I saw she won. What was that one girl?
Squatted 313 kilos. So that's, what's the kilo math on that, Tommy? 626 plus 63 is 689? 690?
You said 313?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 689.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw she was trying to make a run at being the first woman to ever squat 700, so I was really curious.
She was close.
Yeah, that's really close. God, that is a huge squat.
Amanda Lawrence got 5th.
People, if people can't see right now, which basically no one can, Tanner is just really focused, hard, perplexed, looking through this list.
Well, I guess I really struggle because I don't know if this may be just 100% personal biases, where the first year of this felt like I was really interested in it.
Yeah, me too.
And it seems like a big deal.
But I think the bigger part for me the first year was Jesus was really
That's
making
what
a
I'm
run
saying.
at the all-time
so is
total.
that the only thing that made it really that exciting then? Or do we just care about it even less than we did 2 years ago?
Maybe that's what it is too. I don't know.
And Jess was there the first year. That made
She
it
was
more
there,
interesting.
yep.
Joey pointed that out. I mean, I care more when there's been more podcast guests. And on this list, we've had Perk and Jesus might be the only 2 podcast guests out of the 24 competitors or whatever.
Probably.
So that's kind of part of it, honestly. I honestly feel like it's less interesting though. And also this is just way my North American bias. If it's not an American or even a Canadian, like
They're kind of all the same to you.
don't care. I don't care about European powerlifters very much. If I'm being fair,
It's hard too, because then they go, well, that's the thing with powerlifting is then they just go back into training and then it feels like you don't see them until, I don't know, IPF
Right.
Worlds or whatever. Yeah, the show of it all looked awesome. From what I could see, the backdrop and all that looked really cool. And it looked like the crowd was pumped up and engaged and excited to be there. But I don't know. Maybe at the end of the day, I'm just not a huge fan of live powerlifting. Maybe that's the problem.
That's might be true. Yeah.
And I'm not knocking it. I don't have anything to do with it.
No,
but
it's
again,
probably. I mean, it's presumably still like the best powerlifting meet ever, I suppose. In some ways, like it's arguably true at least.
They're just always on a Saturday, and every time they're on a Saturday, I have something going on, and it's never been enough to like make me stop me do what I have going on to watch them. So
I mean,
maybe that's
I barely watch if like the biggest sporting events in the world are on the weekend. I probably aren't gonna like. There's a good chance I won't see it. So
This year, probably more than ever, I watched a pretty fair amount of football. But the thing most football has in common is it's on all the time, and it's on until 11 o'clock at night, just about. So you can. Even if you're busy, you can catch it at the end of the day when kids are going to bed, things are winding down, you have a time to yourself. I'm just not making the effort to watch it is my problem also. So
yeah,
not the best representatives, not the best recap from us here.
it's almost getting as bad as our Mr. Olympia recaps.
It actually isn't
How much
far
money did
off
they
from
win?
that.
I guess how much money did they win?
That is a good question. It is in the tens of thousands, I believe.
Like, what is the the total prize purse $562,000 US.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of moolah.
That's a lot of greenbacks.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like 200 and some thousand $2 bills. They paid it out in $2 bills, which I assume they did.
You put it that way, kind of make want to make a run at this.
Speaking of sports segment, though, and watching things on television, are we going to make our Super Bowl predictions this week, or are we going to make?
We probably
those
should.
next
I
week?
wanted us to make. I wanted us to do a college prediction, and I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
God, Super Bowl.
Oh, thank God the Chiefs made it. Yes. So excited that the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl.
Could there be 2 teams besides people from Kansas City and Philly that are the world is less excited to see than them?
I don't watch many football games. I did watch. I caught most of that AFC Conference Championship.
I didn't get to see almost any of that one.
Anytime I get interested in something, I'm like, okay, I'd really like to see the Chiefs not win. Of course they win.
Yeah.
Like anytime I sit down and I'm like, all right, I'm going to actually watch this. Like I'm kind of rooting for a team here. They always lose. Well, it happens every single time.
That's what I've just had to, sometimes you think, why don't the teams I ever want to see win? And then everybody's, well, it's a flaw in me is that I always want to see the underdog.
I want to see the Chiefs not win.
Yeah,
the Chiefs are always the favorite.
I want to see the underdog, and by default,
Exactly.
the underdog shouldn't win. So that's why I'm never happy. But
I'm probably in the same boat, honestly. That's kind of what happens.
Yeah, I've for real actually have not watched hardly any Chiefs games this year. I've seen some highlights, and it seems like they're not putting people away, but they always sneak by in games. So on the surface, it seems like this should be a game, God, really don't want to say Philly, but I want Philly to win. I don't want the Chiefs to have a three-peat. I want Philly to win.
Yeah, so do I. I'm going to say Philly also for that reason, just because I want to will them to victory. I like that Saquon Barkley. I like that the Giants just dumped Saquon Barkley, and then he has one of the best seasons all time of running back.
Exactly. I mean,
for their division rival, and they go to the Super Bowl. I think there's something funny about that.
Oh, it's absolutely hilarious.
And also, it's kind of almost like the mistreatment of running backs, sort of, where it's like, no, you're a dime a dozen, and then it's like, well, but really, you were the best one.
And the best part is that there was people that get paid a lot of money to make that decision too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think any casual could have made a better decision there.
Right. I actually don't like to rag that much on the perennial winners. Like when everyone hates the Patriots, I'm like, yeah, but Tom Brady's really good, and so sometimes I feel like that about the Chiefs. But at the same time, I am like, but I really do not want to see him win. It's like, I know I don't even really like that train of thought, but then I'm like, I also feel that way though, if I'm being honest. Like there's something about it after a while, like where I'm just sick and tired of it, and you just don't want to see him win anymore.
Well, and hey, the thing is they're probably going to win a lot more. Like there's a good chance they're going to win several more. So it's like, hey, maybe take a year off, and then when you're going for like your fifth or sixth one, maybe then I'll root for you because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, yes. At a certain point where it's like, okay, that's
where it got fun to rate for Brady because he was so old and should so clearly be on the downswing, but he actually
oh my god, somehow he's going to do it again.
He went to another team and making it work. Like, all right, when Patrick Mahomes is playing for the Vikings in 2035.
Yeah.
I'll probably be a Patrick Mahomes fan then,
Yes. So we both are Eagles?
Yeah. I think that's what they do, right? They just flap their wings and make cawing noises for the whole time.
Yes. What do you got? Something to drink over there?
No, just plain ass water over here.
I thought you looked poor again this week.
Feeling poor.
Not me. I'm living the high life. Not by drinking a high life, but by drinking of a cola LaCroix again this week. I didn't have it last week, but I had to go back, dip into the well again this week.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that looks refreshing.
Wow. That is good.
Even better, huh? It's because I got just still water, so it makes it even better knowing you're a step.
Your disgusting tap water over there just makes this taste even better to me. Like I can just. I still can't believe there's people that don't like this.
Their taste buds have been ruined.
I don't know how that's possible. Okay, what are we at here? We're going to talk about. We got a little trip we're taking. We're leaving on a jet plane, as they say. Don't know when we'll be back again, except for we do because we have an itinerary of our return trip.
Those things are all true. Yes, that is correct. We are headed out west to California.
We're going back to Cali. Except I've never been there. Cali? Oh?
Wait, you've actually never been? You've never been there before?
I've never been to California.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, first time.
Okay.
Farthest west I've been, I guess I've been to Nevada, Colorado.
Yeah, you got to get a couple states over. You got to get at least a state over still.
Yeah, I don't think I've never been to the Pacific Northwest either myself. So, this would be the farthest west I've ever been in my life.
All right.
Unless you go so far east that you think it's west.
Right. It depends on what angle you're looking at the globe from. But
right.
I've been to California 3 times. And every time I think, this is an awesome place to go visit. So I'm excited for how this trip will go. I don't know. We're not going to run through our full itinerary yet, are we?
Probably. Well, some of it's just like in flux a little bit, but
yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Should we call some of our shots though, of like who we are hoping to be able to see, or do we keep that stuff secret?
I think we can run through, what the initial plan is, and with the caveat that all this, you never know, things could fall through, scheduling things come up, but the initial plan, Tanner, you want to get us started on the first day?
Yeah, first we should, we're recording this on Tuesday night. We're heading out from Sioux Falls on Thursday morning, flying into John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California. And we're kind of staying in a fairly tight radius, but we're going to a lot of different places once we get there. We're going to, first stop should be with Chad Wesley Smith and Marissa Inda. And I'm not going to say what we're doing everywhere because we're shooting.
Yeah, we don't need to go over
That's
that.
what we're doing. We're also then, we'll leave this up in the air just as a surprise. We're hoping to hit that day 1 or 2 crew member tours, gym tours that are close in that area. We've been talking with those people. We'll leave that a little bit of a secret, maybe, so we won't give away all the answers today. The next day, we are hoping to, well, another crew member. I'll say this one. We're hoping to do stuff with Darko.
Yep.
On that day. Also on that day, we're shooting for Efren. And if possible, also that night we'll be with CT Fletcher.
That's a banging day right there. That's a
day.
3. That's a lineup.
That's a day. Then, well, no, they're asking us Cody. No, Cody's closer to Sacramento considerably, and we're staying pretty tight. We're not even getting into what some people would call LA. I don't think. Not that I know what I'm talking about when I talk about California.
I know certain people in the Discord talk about how enormous California is, or how enormous New York is, but you'd be surprised how far it is in California from Orange County to the Bay Area.
Cody's listening live. How far is it from Orange County to your place, Cody? He'll be able to pump the math out on that. 1.5 hours.
Oh, he's not by Sacramento then.
No, he must be a lot.
Okay,
I must be wrong on that.
Closer than we thought.
Well, we have to look at the itinerary then.
Maybe we gotta shift some numbers around.
It's in flux. And then Saturday, hopefully, Grant at the Strength Co. He is doing some military Marine work right now, but he's actually not far away. And coincidentally, we might be able to time it up, or we'll pay him a visit on Saturday before we come home.
That would be really cool. So some of those, they're not 100% committed. They're like 90%, but it'll be a good trip either way.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Cody was way far north. He's just a little bit north.
Yeah, I see that. That got me thinking about this whole itinerary thing again here.
Yeah, we might have to stay for a couple more days.
Screw it. We'll just miss the flight.
Yeah, and so we do come home. We leave out of there Saturday early afternoon and get home Saturday night back to Sioux Falls, or as some might call it, Crew Falls.
It will be
comfortable
in true Massenomics fashion, though, an absolute whirlwind of a trip.
Yes. There's no time off. We don't have a single. There's no block for leisure activities.
No. There will be no just chilling and hanging out. None of that.
Yeah.
All business.
Lifting and drinking is normally all we know, and this time we really won't do that much of either of those. Well, we might do a little. We might find time. We'll find time for a few brewskis.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I mean, that's the only thing we make time for.
Yeah. So that's our Cali trip. Stay tuned. Obviously, in the coming weeks and months, you'll be seeing more and more out of that.
Yeah.
What do you think about a little supporting our supporting members? And by a little, I mean a lot of supporting our supporting members this week.
Do it.
First of all, shout out to the crew. They actually used the freaking thread in Discord the way it's supposed to be used. The competitions and supporting, what's the name of that thread actually? Competitions and littering and competitions and supporting our supporting members. They actually used that properly this week and listed their competitions that they performed in and, things that are worthy of coming on supporting our members rather than talking about food and drinks and training and
just
the podcast.
Spamming the thread. They used it correctly. And there was some activity in there too. There was a lot happening.
First of all, if you want to become a supporting member, you go head over to massenomics.com/join. That's where you can join up. That's how you make it into supporting our supporting members. That's at least the first barrier to entry. It's also how you can listen along live, like we have live listeners right now. You get a discount code. It's the only way you get a discount code. It's the only way you even get in our Discord. Number of things, honestly. The list is too long. We send out mailers a couple times a year. We've got some other things in the works for supporting members. So we'd love to have you join. It's probably the number one way you can support us. Now, us flipping the script and supporting you guys back in return. Big Jory competed in powerlifting meet this weekend down in Nebraska. He had a 677.5 kilogram total. And I'll let you guys do the math if you want to figure out what that is in pounds.
Well, they put that one on you.
Yeah. Big Dylan, he got second place at Florida Strongest Man, and he qualified for Strongman Nationals.
Very nice.
So well done, Big Dylan. Big Scar, speaking of Cody, Big Scar was competing this weekend in a powerlifting meet. She had a 314 squat, 143 bench, 369 nice deadlift for an 832 total.
Nice.
And Big Andrew was there competing with her also. He had all 9 for 9 again, all PRs, 468 squat, 276 bench, 518 deadlift, 1262 total. And Big Cody was there to support both of them. And they got a crew picture together. I always like the crew picture.
Yep, really warms my heart.
Big Spence got 4th place at Battle of the Ozarks. And he had a PR on the keg clean and press. Big Bear won the snowballs and sandbag strongman competition in his class. Big Sterling got first. It was his first strongman competition. He got 3rd place in his first strongman competition.
It's a podium.
Big Robo got a shout out at his Board of Education meeting for planning and fundraising a field trip for 50 special needs students.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Big Robo. Big Dan Eager, he's hosting his first strongman show ever. It's Salt City's Strongest. That's coming up at some time in the future. Big Jordan finished 2nd in Open Men's WHEA Canadian Nationals. Big Jonty got 2nd place at his local strongman show. Big Tommy Schneider can be heard on this week's episode of Unpaid and Underrated. And this one has actually been a long time coming. This is a little bit of an old shout out, but we're finally getting to it. Big Hannah, she holds the record for Aberdeen Central Middle School, the 7th grade girls high jump record. All-time highest high jump of all 7th grade girls to ever go through Aberdeen, still to this day. Tommy, do you have any guess what that height is that she high jumped? Do you know high jump heights?
7th grade record. It's got to be, oh boy. Is it 5 foot?
It is 5 foot even.
Really?
Ding, ding,
For
ding.
real?
Yep.
Wow.
5 feet even.
What a good guess.
Yep. The guess is even better than her jump.
I'd like to congratulate myself for doing such an amazing job this week. That's impressive, though. 5 foot for a 7th grade. That's
5 foot for a 7th grade female.
I can
is
see
quite
why that one
impressive.
stood the test of time.
Yeah. So Big Grayson and Big Hannah, 2 sporting members, each have 7th grade Aberdeen Central standing all-time records.
It's the pinnacle of sport performance there.
Yeah, they both peaked in 7th grade.
Were you able to verify? Was my sister-in-law still on that list anywhere?
She also is on the
list. She is
list.
on the
Yes.
list. Okay.
Yes, I did check that this time too. So
They're
she
all-
also still holds
They're
the
all pretty
record.
close to the same age. That must have been a very athletic class of people during that time.
A lot of the records in 7th and 8th grade for both are between like 2000 and 2010.
Really?
Yeah, there's a 10-year period there where a lot of the records exist. And so
I guess you could say we used to be a proper country, huh?
we used to be a proper friggin' country. So true. And this week's episode is also brought to you by the fine folks over at the Strength Co. Speaking of the Strength Co., hopefully let's hopefully be there in a few days if all things go according to plan.
You know what? I got to see this with my own eyes. I don't believe it. Let's go check it out.
Enough talking about the Strength Co. Let's go.
Yeah.
Take a look for ourselves. Same with Juggernaut AI, actually.
I don't believe it. We're going to go.
We'll be at the Jug AI headquarters.
Yeah, we're going to go
soon.
get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, we got to get boots on the ground, as they might say in the core. But if maybe you can't make the trip to Southern California to check out the Strength Co., just go to their website, thestrength.co. It's where you can buy their Made in America Olympic iron plates. They're black, e-coated, smooth, easy to grip. They look damn good, and they look good forever. I mean, we've been using and abusing them for years at Massenomics Gym, and they look as good as the day they were new, I think.
Maybe
if
better
you
actually.
If you spat shine on them a little bit, you might not be able to tell the difference between those ones and brand new ones. That's how well they've held up to the test of time. So get some for yourself and try it out at thestrength.co.
All right. What do we got next on the list here?
Should we do the title topic? Or?
Should we get to that? Is it time for the title topic? Should I start kicking people out or keep them around?
We could keep them around for the preamble of the title, where we go
set up the premise
but before
here.
we do and then kick them out right before we actually do the first actual ranking.
like it. Just give them a taste.
Give them a little taste.
Cut them off.
It's like I learned in business school. You always keep them coming back for more.
Mm-hmm. It's the number one rule in business school. Keep them coming.
Yes. So, title topic time, though, correct? And this is particularly fitting because, you'll see why that's particularly fitting, dude. So, here's what I'd say. We're gonna get to what the title topic is, but we probably spent as much time analyzing how we approach this topic as we will actually analyze the real list.
Yeah, we spent way too long debating what the actual formal title of the
parameters
is and the premise of how the ranking goes. But what we eventually decided is, no, we could do several variations of this over time. We probably will. So this week's version is going to be ranking the worst gym songs on a tier list. So if you're familiar
of all time,
if you're familiar, I think most people that use the internet are familiar with the tier list. This tier list we're going to be using is rankings S, A, B, C, and F. F is the worst. S is the best. And we are going to assign these, what do you want to say? Cliche gym songs, worst gyms. I mean, the premise is worst gym songs, but we're going to.
Well, it's funny you say that because we talked a lot about the language of it, though.
Yeah, how we want to do this.
Cliche? Is it worst? Are we talking overrated, overplayed? Because they all mean something a little bit different.
They all do,
actually.
and those will all be words that come up in the grading and ranking of all of these. And I will also say that this, depending on what gym you go to, your gym's going to have different songs that plays than our gym, whether that's your commercial gym or your garage gym or wherever that's at. So this one definitely has a Massenomics bias towards it of what songs get played at Massenomics, because if it doesn't get played at Massenomics, we don't think of it as a gym song. So these are going to have a bit of a Massenomics bias, which means they have a bit of a bias towards songs made before the year 2005. Something to keep in mind there too. I have no doubt that if you go to your local CrossFit gym, they're probably playing not many of these songs. But we ain't a CrossFit gym. We're Massenomics, damn it.
That's right. We used to be a proper country, and that will fully be realized in this list. Back when we were proper.
So there's probably a bit of nostalgia here. If you're a young pup, you might not even know some of these songs. You've been around the block a few times like us. I think you'll relate pretty heavily to what you're hearing. And especially if you graduated high school pre-2007, I think you're going to really, really relate to this list.
And some of them I'd say, a lot of these are bad. And even them being bad or me thinking they suck. Some of them but I still think that some of them have a time and place. There may be some of these that I give a F tier that I'm still like, yeah, but then again, maybe there's a,
Whenever we're ranking music, I just be prepared to be offended because that's the very nature of music. Is I know firsthand I have a lot of songs that I love that people would think this is dog shit. I don't even know how you listen to this. I don't take offense to that, so you should not take offense when we say your favorite song is F tier and no one should listen to it. It's all part of the game.
If it's going to cause you to leave a comment on YouTube, actually, please do take offense and leave a comment.
We will take that comment. Yes, we will take that comment, and we will make sure to look at it. And
you can take that comment and shove it up your ass. That's where you can put that comment and also put it on our YouTube video to help our engagement.
Right. There's two places you can stick it: your ass and our
up
YouTube
your
channel.
ass, up your ass and around the corner.
And then when it's all shitty, you can put it on our YouTube channel.
You ever hear someone say up your ass and around the corner?
Well, I feel like when you're using "and around the corner," you usually say "but" at that point. You know, it's more of a
up your
child.
butt and around the corner.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think a lot. It's because once you add the "and around the corner," it really loses its threatening nature. You know,
What's the corner?
it's a deep part. I mean, I think it's just making a point of how deep it's going to go. So deep, there's a corner.
That's deep. Okay. And the way we go through them, like the way we introduced the songs, we're just that's somewhat random, right? Like it's.
I think so. We'll probably take
ordering
turns presenting a song. Some of these, I just wrote down an artist because I'm not 100% sure on what song we want to go with. But
that'll be some of the debate is picking the song.
Yeah,
'Cause we're not
deciding
going
on
to
the
try and
song.
do like the same artist for like 5 songs and rank all 5 songs.
Yeah.
We're maybe going to pick like the most iconic Jim song of theirs.
yeah, we're
in our eyes.
mostly sticking to an artist only gets to submit one song, and when we say submit, we get to pick the song. So
yeah.
okay.
All
All right.
Now should we kick everyone
Now
out?
that they have gotten the full breakdown, we will swiftly
Now it's
remove them.
hopefully that's clear as mud.
Do you think there's anyone listening that's like a tier list? I've never heard of this concept before.
Probably because I actually like 3 years ago, a lot of people would have said a tier list. What the hell is a tier list?
Well,
And now it's within like the last 18 months.
but that was 3 years ago, like you said. I mean, we're in 2025 now.
But I'm just knowing how far behind the 8 ball some people are on stuff, like
okay.
myself included at times, that I'm like, it's not that old, that there's definitely people that are like,
Actually, I think, remember that episode? That was probably the last episode you did not make when Fly and Ryan was on with me. I believe we did a tier list on that
did you do a
episode.
tier list on
I
that
think
one?
we did.
Yeah. What was it a tier list of?
God, that is a good. Oh, was it a tier list of bodybuilders?
Oh, nicknames?
I don't remember what. I feel like something bodybuilding related came up on that tier list. I have to go back and look. It's the one with Ryan, and I think we had actually. Nick at Live Large couldn't make it, so we had God, what's his name? Kevin. I think it was me and Ryan and Kevin did that one.
What do you guys think you talked about?
We had. I don't know. Ryan had a tier list though.
That definitely sounds familiar to me.
It was about. Here, I got it right here. The discussion. Yeah, we put together a bodybuilding tier list. So I think it was just bodybuilding related things. Like, 'cause I think he asked me about like the big pants, like those striped pants.
Yeah,
and
okay,
some
yep,
stuff
I
like
remember
that. So it was just kind of like it was sort of throwback bodybuilding topics.
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay. We're going to jump into this.
Yep.
Okay,
Let's
Tanner,
dive in
why
head
don't you
first.
be the leadoff hitter here?
Okay. I just kind of want to go somewhat iconic. Oh, should we say what our specific tiers are going to be for us? Because we talked about that also because there are different lists. That have
I
different
did
numbers
mention
of
it
tiers.
quickly in the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
Our tiers are, so the best is S, and then going down we have A, B, C, and F. So we have 5 levels. Some tier lists have way more, but we don't need to split the difference that much.
All right. Well, I just want to come out swinging right off the bat, and I want to go with Bodies by Drowning Pool.
Iconic. Absolutely iconic. Can you go to a local powerlifting meet and not hear the song maybe 5 times?
No. No, you can not have that.
It's just on the list. It fits the genre. It's on the list. Everyone knows the song, whether they know it or not. It's been played up 10 billion times. And I wasn't a very big fan of the song when it first came out. I'm even less of a fan of the song today. For me, this is a pretty easy F for me. Like this is up there with the worst gym songs. Like
I think it's got to be an F.
I just can't. When I hear this coming on, if I'm like, dude, I gotta like hit that extra gear. I need to get pumped up. And he's like, I got you, bro. And he throws on Bodies by Drowning Pool. I'm like, whoa. I'm like waiting for them to wink at me after they do that, because I just can't take that seriously anymore.
I mean, yes, I would agree. That's an F.
Okay. Well, that was a pretty easy one right off the bat. Here, I'm gonna get our little list here going, Tanner.
So we've got a list
we got a visual list. Maybe if people
may decide some of this needs to move as we because we don't want to.
And it is our game, so yeah, if we need to realign things as time goes on.
Oh, you're actually doing the album cover. There you go. Yeah. So then you'll be able. Will you be able? We need to make this so you can grab this when we're all done, so you can send me a picture.
Oh yeah, good idea. Yep, I'll do that.
Be able to post.
Yep.
Yeah, because if you're doing the album cover, that's even more.
Yeah,
post-worthy,
even better. Yeah, and maybe if people like this format, we'll actually make it so you can see the tier list as we go. But as of right now, Drowning Pool, Bodies, F tier all day. Okay.
I don't think that's getting promoted out of the basement here.
Okay, I have one. Well, okay, I'm gonna still start. All right, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna say Metallica, but the song I'm gonna pick from Metallica, I'm not gonna say it's their biggest hit, but it's one that I've never enjoyed a ton in the gym. Well, we'll see. Okay, I'm going to go with Sad But True by Metallica.
Yeah.
Sad But True. I just, for some reason, picture Larry at the gym when I hear this song. I don't know why. That's just what I picture.
Yeah. I mean, Metallica in general is a very... very played at the gym.
It's very played.
It's
very played at Massenomics gym. Yeah. I would say that I'm by no means a Metallica expert. I do like Metallica. I do like them. What is it just Metallica or is it what's the one? Is it Kill 'Em All?
I don't know the album
Kill 'Em All.
titles.
That is the one that gets played the least at the gym. Very like Jump in the Fire, Hit the Lights, Seek and Destroy. That one you almost never hear at the gym. Master of the Puppets and Justice for All, those are heavily played. Like even Ride the Lightning isn't played that much, but Master of the Puppets and Justice for All get played a lot at the gym. But for whatever reason, Sad But True, I don't know if it's because I only feel like I hear it in the gym context, but Sad But True sticks out at me.
So is that a more sticking out gym song to you than Enter Sandman?
Yeah, I think Enter Sandman feels like too much of a pop song to me. I know it's not a pop song, but it's just like Enter Sandman. You could hear it on any radio station and be like, well, yeah, it's Enter Sandman. Everyone knows that song. You know, Sad But True feels like more of a gym scenario song to me.
Okay.
And I think it does still have some pump up ability to it. So I get it in a gym situation, but
yeah, that one's not an F in my book.
I don't think it is either. I would not go F on that.
Like to me, that's either a B or a C probably. So
I could actually live with either one of those. I think it is.
I think it's kind of a B for me right now because I think there's going to be enough that are worse than that.
Okay.
Still,
I was leaning towards that BC area. If you're going to give it a little bump to B, I'll roll with that
because I just feel like there's more to come here. That's just
yep. I think so.
Like Metallica is generally very played, and everyone's very familiar with Metallica as metal music and stuff. But I'll be honest, sometimes I still kind of like some Metallica. Like
I do too. I still in my gym regularly when I'm working out, will go to one of the albums and be like, "This is playing from the beginning. I'm playing it through." So I am a Metallica
some
fan.
of them can really hit. Well, actually, we'll get to that. That's a whole separate.
Okay. So we're B tier there, Tanner. You take this next one.
Okay. I'm going to say, just to mix it up a little bit here, I'm going to say Eminem, who we both mentioned Eminem in like our preparations for this.
And
I
what
have
song
two
is he
songs,
going
so
with? I have a feeling
two
what one
songs
of them might be.
I have two songs, and one of them is maybe it is the easier choice, but to me they either could be. So it's Lose Yourself or Till I Collapse are the two that I'm like Eminem Jim, very popular Jim Eminem songs.
They are. And actually, if you're younger, you might even be like, Till I Collapse. What I like, it wouldn't surprise me if younger people don't know what Till I Collapse by Eminem is. That was the one that came to mind for me, was Till I Collapse. But
there's also the Lose Yourself part of it, because it's like you only get one chance.
I know,
one shot.
I'll let you pick here.
opportunity.
You pick, because I have different opinions on both these songs. So I'll let you pick the song. I'm good with
Okay.
either one of those, because I think those are both good choices.
Lose
Unless-
Yourself is
unless
the
you
one I
wanted to
wrote
change
down
it
first.
Unless you wanted to change it to Stan. Someone let us know. Does your gym play Stan by Eminem regularly?
So are you saying like songs like Till I Collapse or Stan and stuff that like younger people wouldn't just don't follow, like Eminem's older stuff? Like,
I mean,
is that what
it's as iconic as he is. We're talking about rap songs from the early 25, 20-year-old rap songs. I think there's people that have gaps in their knowledge of not knowing what 20-year-old rap song is. I told you I went to a thing at a college about a year ago and brought up Limp Bizkit, and multiple people in the room didn't know any Limp Bizkit songs.
Yeah,
that's crazy,
insane.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, for comparison, this would be like, when we were in high school, not knowing songs by certain 80s acts, which I feel like I knew them pretty well, but
Right.
you'd be like,
right.
well,
But you might be like,
if you're
that
young,
was
you'd be like,
early shit.
it was 20 years ago. Why would I know that? I haven't been alive that long.
What about, do you think there's people that like would kind of be pretty aware of Eminem but not know My Name Is? Like, would that also, is that possible that they'd be like, I've never really heard that? Like, is that,
I don't
could that be a
know. Maybe. It seems crazy though, but maybe.
Okay. Well, which one do you think we should go with? I can't really pick there. It could be either one to me, Till I Collapse or Lose Yourself. Do you have a preference of which we tier list here?
No, because my preference is just going to be the one that I like more, actually. So
Okay. Yeah. My first was Lose Yourself, but the more I think about it, I'm going to say Till I Collapse as the gym song.
Okay. I was hoping you would actually pick this one. This
Okay.
one is actually, I like it more. It gets me more pumped up because the other one, Lose Yourself, is right? It was on 8 Mile. That's the song from the movie, right?
Yeah.
So it's got the whole movie thing to me. It felt too commercial, too like all that. Where Till I Collapse, I haven't heard that song much in the last 10 or 15 years. But I remember one of the last times in Massenomics, it was on and it was really loud. And if you're kind of like vibing to that song, it does go pretty hard. That song is good. What ruined that song for me is it was played like, I feel like 5 times before every football game in all of my high school.
Yeah.
And just people were too obsessed with it. And it slapped then and it was good, but it just felt like it got overplayed. I do think though the song's pretty good. I would lean towards that B tier probably on that one.
Yeah, I was going to say A or B, so I'm good with B.
Okay. I'm almost wondering though, Tanner.
Just because I just like I just like Eminem for the most part. So
I'm almost wondering, do we need to go A tier because there might not be a lot of good ones?
That's true. I think it might be A tier, and we can always adjust accordingly. But maybe we put it A tier because I do feel like our list is going to be bottom heavy.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. So we'll give things the benefit of the doubt here. All right. Okay.
All right.
I like that.
I think we have to go into it giving most of them the benefit of the doubt just because of how bottom heavy it might end up.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Next one on the list here. I am going to go with Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Yeah. I wrote down 2 AC/DC songs that to me it was either Thunderstruck or Back in Black, but Thunderstruck probably is the...
I mean, let's be real. It's basically the same song, so...
It all sounds the same to me, classically. You know what AC/DC song you didn't pick that actually, if we wanted to rate this differently, if we want to put AC/DC differently, we would both pick a certain AC/DC song that we hold in higher regard.
If we want to change this game, we could go AC/DC Highway to Hell, and that's S tier all day long.
Maybe that's the game though, because
we'll go
everyone,
that. Yeah, we'll go that.
Everyone thinks Thunderstruck is overplayed, right? Like
they do.
You know, like that's everyone knows that.
Okay,
but not everyone might credit Highway to Hell enough. I think that's our hotter take here. Now that I didn't write down Highway to Hell. I'm just thinking about this as we're doing it though.
Okay, I'm totally cool with that. All right, should we tell people why Highway to Hell gets such high regard?
Yeah, and I do think this is the much hotter take because people love to shit on AC/DC, which is about what we were about ready to halfway do, talking about Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Highway to Hell. So the lore of Highway to Hell, why it gets rated so high is, you know, if you were part of Massenomics Gym when it was getting going, in what year are we talking here? 2014.
Yeah.
Before that, even when we were all going to the Y together, just trying to get pumped up. And you didn't know much about lifting, but you knew about a little place called Jackal's Gym with Brad Gillingham. And you knew from watching their videos and from paying attention to their stuff that when Highway to Hell came on, it was like big lift time, PR City, getting after it. And that was inspiring for us. And those guys, that was where that came from. And that's why Highway to Hell holds a special spot for me.
Yep.
Like
I basically can't still work. Like when I hear it still,
dude, I played it that day. I played it at
Jackal's Gym.
I played it that day at the when I had my our P10 squat day like a month ago at Massenomics, and I don't listen to it often, but when I do, I know it's pump up time, and that's Highway to Hell.
Yep. Okay, it's my turn to pick something.
Mm-hmm.
So you put that in the S tier.
I
did. Our first S tier. Okay. There's a couple here where we talked about where it's gonna be hard to pick a particular song. Do we want to get into any of those yet? Or are we saving those? Or I feel like it's something that has to be on the list, but I just can't pick a song.
Yeah,
and,
just go. We got a lot here. Just go through them. I don't care.
And I want to do 5 Finger Death Punch, and it could be any song because I don't even really know.
I don't know any of their songs. Like, this is what I've never taken the effort because I don't like that style of what they do. So
right.
I would just say I don't know them. They're all F tier to me. They're all F tier to me.
I'm like, kind of think that they're F tier also. It's where I would probably put it. I just think and that's someone that likes that music more.
Oh, there's a lot of people at the gym that like that music.
I don't know if you actually kind of like that kind of music. You probably there's other artists that you like a lot better than them though, even too. So I don't know.
I don't know. I've just never been into that genre of. I'm just trying to think of how to even put it into words. Why they never stuck out to me. I don't know.
Is there any justification for them to go above F tier?
No, I don't have any. I've never in my life once typed in on Spotify 5 Finger Death Punch. I was actually going to put them on. I didn't even put them on this list because I'm like in my notes because I'm like I've never even looked for a song from them, so I can't even grade them because they've so off my radar. But so by default, then that means they're F tier.
The only songs of theirs that stick out to me are covers that they've done actually, where I think they have one like this House of the Rising Sun that I sort of like, but then I'm like, well, I actually like the original better, or whatever you consider the original.
Oh, I didn't realize they do the cover of Bad Company. I didn't know that was
That's what I was going to say. Bad Company, that would be another one,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's F tier. Honestly, like I think that's fair.
No, that's just it sounds like if you said describe generic modern day metal music, and I know they're not modern, I don't know, what are they, 10, 15 years old, but that is the sound to me of just generic modern metal.
Yep.
Okay. That was a good pick. All right. Let's do this. Let's do the song. Oh, I was just I got to add them. Oh no, I did add them. Okay, let's do this one, Tanner. Next up, Alive by POD.
Oh, I didn't have that on the list, but that's a great choice.
Didn't have that on your bingo card, did you?
Yeah. Yeah. Feel so alive.
And I didn't pick the song about the school shooting. I picked Alive. Youth of the Nation. Youth of the Nation was not.
Yeah.
I went with Alive.
Well, what about Boom though too? That's another pretty good. But I think Alive's probably the good choice.
It's probably 50-50 between.
They're on the same album, I think, too, aren't they? I guess they all are.
Was
I
it
suppose.
really?
I don't know. I think they probably all are. I don't know. Yeah, that's not particularly good.
Yeah, Boom, Alive, and Youth of the Nation. No wonder POD was so big. They came out with 3 of those at the same time. Yeah.
That is quite the album.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, that those are all on the same. Don't love it, but it's not F tier to me because
I don't think
we've
it's
already
F tier.
Yeah, I think to me that's I don't love it, but for some reason, as I'm thinking, that feels about like a B or a C to me.
Really? See, I would put this one towards C. This is not on the same
Okay.
quality of level of music as Sad But True.
True,
And
yeah,
I think of Sad
that's a
But
good
True is
reason.
overplayed, but I don't
Yeah.
think the staying power of Alive is there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
I
I'm
think,
good with C.
I think C tier on there.
Yep, that's good. All right, next one I am going to pick. I'm going to pick DMX
Oh.
because I just want I want to see more variety, like I don't want all of ours to end up being POD, 5 Finger Death Punch, So, and I think DMX has some good gym music actually.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that does pop up historically in Massenomics Gym from time to time. Interestingly enough, there's like a good mix of DMX going on.
There's always
what song
DMX.
I don't know. I could be swayed. I'm like Up in Here, I guess is kind of the one, but I'm like I don't know if that's really the gym song or.
I'm just looking at what songs.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Rough Riders Anthem.
I know Rough Riders Anthem gets played a little bit at the gym
Yeah.
too. If I think of Massenomics, Rough Riders Anthem might get played the most out of all of those.
Yeah.
I could see going Rough Riders Anthem on this one.
Okay. I kind of like DMX a little bit in some ways. Like, that's not S tier stuff to me, but I think it's like A or B.
I think if we look at a lot of people on this list, he has more staying power than most of them. I could easily see Rough Riders Anthem being a 3, an A, a 3,
Okay.
an A tier.
All right. So he's in there with Eminem so far in the A tier.
All right. I like it. Okay. Next, I'm going to go with another one. Maybe polarizing for you here, Tanner. Let's do Walk by Pantera.
All right. I did also write down Walk by Pantera.
Oh, we're even in agreement on the song because it
Yes.
could have been Cowboys from Hell.
I think it's got it. I think that to me, I only wrote down Walk because it's got to be. Very played a lot. I've heard Walk by Pantera a lot at the gym over the years.
Yeah. I mean,
Too
to be
much, I'll
clear,
even say.
we've heard all of these songs, thousands of times at Massenomics Gym over the years. Pantera does get played a lot. Or I should say Walk.
Yeah.
Feels like you have heard that one a lot as time has gone on.
Yeah, and to be fair, Pantera isn't my. I'm not a metalhead like a lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to discount it just because of that reason. I get pretty sick of that though. And I don't like that many of their other songs all that much, but that's just a preference thing. So I'm trying not to, I don't know, that's like a B or a C to me.
I was kind of
probably.
leaning towards C on this one.
Yeah, I'm more than happy putting that at Pantera Walk and C. There's going to be Pantera fans that probably don't like that, but
Hey, this is our tier list.
yeah,
That's the way it goes. I am in agreement with you on that. I can still rock out to some Pantera, get pumped up for them, but they're like a C tier for me.
Yeah. I wonder if it's time we stop beating around the bush and just let me see if I got the right button here. And I think we have to do Disturbed, and I think it has to be Down with the Sickness, though.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I'm in my head. I'm like, we already did it. That's how Drowning Pool Bodies and Down with the Sickness are like the same song to me. They're like the same thing.
Yeah, Disturbed, Down with the Sickness, I think is, it's our.
It's S tier all day. Or sorry. It's F tier all day. Like no one. It's the exact same thing as Bodies by Drowning Pool. Is like if you need to get pumped up and someone turned that on, I'm like, no, there's no way they're being serious right now. Like I could for sure get more pumped up to damn near. I mean, you could put on Doja Cat. I'd get more pumped up to Doja Cat than I would.
The biggest redeeming quality of Down with the Sickness to me at this point is it becoming like that song specifically becoming a running joke on the podcast. That I'm like,
yeah,
like that it's funny to me in that way. But yeah, I think it goes at the bottom.
I would say on this one, everything we said about Drowning Pool Bodies, you could basically just echo that across to Down with the Sickness. They're just like the same thing basically.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Drowning Pool Bodies, if I really had to get to particular, I think is still worse, but I think they're both in the same tier.
yeah.
Drowning Pool Bodies might be the worst thing that we cover today.
Okay. All right, let's do Last Resort by Papa Roach.
Oh, suffocation, no breathing. I didn't write down Papa Roach, but that's good. I don't hate that. That's old enough.
I remember
for whatever
watching
reason.
This music video.
Oh yeah,
when I was in probably like 3rd or 4th grade. Because it's cool because actually the music video is cool because it's like this fisheye lens and they're on the stage and the whole crowd's around them.
It.
And I remember watching this and being like, that is so crazy. And then riding my bike to baseball practice like shortly after that and hearing people talk about Papa Roach.
I have to be honest. I don't know if Papa Roach Last Resort comes on enough frequently enough at the gym. Compared to some of these, I'm like, I can go for that song in comparison to some of these choices.
Well, with that being said, though, I'm not a big Papa Roach fan, though.
I'm not a Papa Roach fan at all.
I actually don't know if I know any songs by them outside of that. I don't think they're F tier, but you maybe sound like you're going to be maybe more generous towards them than I was going to be. I would probably put them in that
B.
C. Really?
Okay.
You go B there. If you really want to, you could. They're not a B tier for me, though. But I could be swayed.
Who else do we have in C?
Right now, C is
POD, Pantera,
and Papa Roach.
That's fine. If we have to move someone up to B, though, that's my first choice to move up.
Okay,
because if B gets really empty, I would like to see Papa Roach go up to B.
Okay. Tanner has put in a vote for Papa Roach. All right, we will keep that in mind as time goes on here.
Okay. Let's do Linkin Park because we haven't. The hard part is the song.
This is where I really struggle with Linkin Park.
I think maybe it's Crawling or possibly Numb. I mean, it could be like 15 different songs if I'm really thinking about it. But those are Crawling is I should just look up songs too.
Damn,
those are the first ones that come to my head.
I'm just looking on Spotify. Numb has over 2 billion plays.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah, it's not In the End. In the End is not the one. No.
Somewhere I Belong. I could actually see that somewhat too, but I still think also it's an album thing. Like to me, Hybrid Theory is the better choice than Meteora, a Meteora song, but I could see, I guess, either of those. It has to be off of one of those two albums, I think.
Yes,
and you're not newer saying stuff. It's like
you're not saying One Step Closer either. I feel like that one doesn't get played much at the gym.
Right.
What were your two? Numb and what?
Crawling. I mean, Numb's probably the more popular song, I guess.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, based on Spotify numbers here, it is. I could go with Numb. I feel like that one gets played at Massenomics a lot.
Okay. Where do you want them to go?
I'm kind of leaning towards a C tier on Numb.
Yeah, I like them at a B also.
Okay.
I like them actually a little better than Papa Roach.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah. I could see that. I could see that.
Because I do like Linkin Park. I just don't necessarily like, say Numb as one of the only 2 songs of them that I hear at the gym.
Right.
So,
Yeah. In that. Yeah. There's Linkin Park songs that I would put in A and maybe even S tier.
Right.
No, I can live with Numb at B. That's fine with me.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's a good one for them.
Next, we're going to go. I'm just trying to decide what one I want to pick here. Let's go Korn. But the question with Korn is, what song do we go with?
Yeah.
I don't feel like Korn gets played.
Coming Undone comes on at the gym a lot.
You are right. That song probably
Yeah.
gets played more than any Korn song.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a weird one to get played a lot when you have options like Freak on a Leash and
Yeah.
Got the Life. Coming Undone. Do you want to go with Coming Undone? I'm fine with that. Do you
I
wanna
mean,
go
I
with that one?
could really, honestly, Freak on a Leash, Coming Undone, Got the Life. Got the Life actually gets played quite a bit. Falling Away from Me, that gets played quite a bit too. All these Korn songs do get played a lot at the gym.
I don't know why Coming Undone
For some
sticks
reason,
out.
Coming Undone sticks out in my mind, though.
Yeah, because that was like maybe one of my like not so favorite Korn songs, and maybe that's why it sticks out to me as getting played so much.
Yeah.
Because like Got the Life is probably my favorite Korn song. I think Got the Life is awesome.
Yeah.
So
Twisted Transistor comes on at the gym a lot too. Actually, I don't know what.
It's that album. Another weird Korn song.
Yeah.
Like that's
Hey y'all, Twisted Transistor.
yes.
It's on the gym at the lot.
That 2005 album. See You on the Other Side. That not the Follow the Leader or whatever else.
What's
we
the
got.
1999? Is that
99
Issues?
is 98 is Follow the Leader. 99 is Issues.
that album is on a bit too, but I still kind of think Coming Undone is the choice for us.
Well, okay, we'll go Coming Undone because that just seems like the odd one. This as far as Korn goes, this is not a highly rated one for me. I'm probably again in that. I'm probably again leaning towards C tier here, but I'm open to what you think.
Yeah, the last 3 in a row that we've had there, where I think it's more of a B and you think it's more of a C. Well, sometimes I think I may be biased too much of the whole. Like I don't think about just the one song enough too. Where I'm like, I think about Korn and I'm like, well, I just kind of like some Korn though too.
Well, I like Korn, and there's a lot of, but that's my thing is there's a lot of Korn songs I would rank above this. That's why I have a hard time putting
I
it.
can see him at a B or a C.
Yeah.
I could.
Okay, we're gonna go
I
C
like
for
Linkin
now.
Park above them though. So
Yeah, we're gonna go C for now.
they're definitely not F to me. Even Coming Undone. Or
no,
any
it's not
song
F.
is-
And
not-
if we
they
had
don't
a,
have an F song, I don't think.
and if we had a D tier, I could see some of these maybe C's,
Yeah.
maybe 1 or 2 of them going down to D tier.
I mean, POD is definitely worse to me than the POD song is definitely worse to me than the Korn song.
See, but that's in my mind where POD, what did I say, Alive and Twisted
Yeah.
Transistor by Korn or actually we're not doing Twisted
Similar.
Transistor, we're doing Coming
Coming
Undone.
Undone.
Those
Yeah.
feel similar to me in the way like, this was the one you had to pick. You say Got the Life, I'm going at least A all day on Korn.
Right,
if we're doing
right.
Got the Life. Your turn.
Okay. Oh, I just kind of want to throw some. There's a couple of these here. Maybe you'll decide it doesn't even belong on the list. So I've got a couple that you could say that does not belong on the list because I just wanted to throw out a couple.
Well, what's also
curveballs,
funny about
sort
this
of.
list so far is it's very heavily skewed towards songs that came out between like 97 and 2002.
Yes, it is. You might say this one doesn't belong on the list, but I feel like it comes up in a lot of things and it's gym song adjacent sometimes. I definitely hear it at the gym sometimes, but Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
See, to me, this hardly even fits in.
It might not.
On the record, I do enjoy Mr. Brightside by the Killers. I think
Yeah.
it's a good song. It's actually like getting super popular again, it feels like, these last few years. And it's like a real anthem
Yes.
that people like to just
Yes, it
belt and
is.
sing out.
Yes.
it could make sense in the gym. It's popped up on one of my playlists before, and I usually when it pops up, I'm like, no, not the right time for this. So
That's why I want, it is like very, at sporting events, they play it all the time.
they do, but
now.
that's a different, it's more like
It's slightly different.
it's more like we're all like, same thing, Zombie Nation. Oh,
Yeah.
like I'm not going to play that in the gym.
Right. So let's take the Killers off. And then my B choice to that same thing, we'll decide if this belongs on or not. I'm going to say Blink 182, All the Small Things, or you could pick a different song, but like that definitely comes on the gym. Comes on at the gym sometimes.
I like that way more as a gym option. I love Blink 182. When I was younger, like a kid, they were my favorite band for many, many years. I don't have a problem with them as a gym song. They're not like high on my list of gym songs. So for that reason, they're probably like C-ish tier. Would you say All the Small Things?
Yeah.
But I could also see that B. Did I say C?
You
Sorry,
said C.
I meant middle. I went middle of the list. I want to go B on that is what I want.
That's what that works for me. They were just in my additional list of slightly different, not all just like
Yep.
metal variation.
Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll go All the Small Things. We'll go B tier on All the Small Things here. Okay. Next up on the list, I like how your mix it up was to take us right back to like 99. I'll actually said the Killers. You said the Killers first.
Yeah,
you said the Killers.
true.
But then we went right back to 99.
Yeah, I'm like, nope, I'm back.
I'm also going to take us back to a little time called the late 90s, early 2000s, and that's Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I didn't have them on the list.
They get played in the gym.
That is not a great song.
You don't like that one?
Song. I like it is of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I just like, well, there again, I like their older album stuff too. So that's kind of what album is that?
The album is Can't Stop.
Okay.
And
what year did that come out?
I think it's 99. This says
Okay.
2000. Oh, sorry. From their album, By the Way. Sorry, not Can't Stop. Albums, By the Way, year 2002.
I actually like the Red Hot. We've both been to Red Hot Chili
We've both
Peppers
been to Red Hot
concerts,
Chili Peppers
haven't we?
concert in like the last year.
Yeah. Yeah. But I actually don't know what would be a better gym song of theirs. I don't typically think of them as gym songs for that all that often because of the songs, but that is really the best gym song. Is that their most popular song?
Let's see what Spotify says. It's got to be top 5 for them.
I didn't know that. I guess it's just because it's not it's just not in the tops for me.
Can't Stop is on Spotify, 1.4 billion plays. Songs they have more. Under the Bridge has more. Californication has more.
Okay. Scar Tissue.
Nope, Scar Tissue's down just a little bit. Scar Tissue only has a billion plays. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's their best gym. So I just think a lot of their songs I like better aren't gym songs.
No,
They
no.
don't
Yeah,
fit
a lot
the
of their
list.
songs are not gym songs. I mean, me personally, I was going to go S tier on this one, but it sounds like you're pulling the weight down a little bit. So I don't know how far are we falling.
I would concede to A.
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah.
I'm saying, man, you crank, Can't Stop all the way. Let that intro build up. You're ready to go after that.
And
A
maybe
tier. I'll take A.
And maybe if we don't end up, maybe we're going to have to decide that if we end up with like no S tier, maybe some A's are going to have to get moved.
Yeah.
To S.
Well, we still got a lot here. A lot of time
Okay.
left. People, buckle in. This could take hours.
All right, one that I feel like we've beaten around long enough and nobody's brought up that I keep thinking you're going to is Limp Bizkit, and it's either Rollin' or Break Stuff, and I just don't know which song to pick.
Well, I would have different opinions on these, so I could go either way. I think those are the two quintessential options there.
I feel like maybe Break Stuff is the better gym, the more gym. I'm gonna stop saying better. I feel like maybe Break Stuff is the more gym song.
I think it's the better gym song. It actually, by every metric, I can't. In my mind, Rollin' gets played a lot on those damn iPods at the gym. I feel like Rollin' is on a lot.
It definitely does.
But Break Stuff is a song I like more. So I'm still letting you pick what one you were going to go with here.
Let's do Break Stuff because I still think it's more of a gym. So I do think Rollin' gets played a lot, but which is more of a gym song, I feel like it's Break Stuff.
All right.
Rollin's probably the more popular song again. I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, I don't think Rollin's is as good of a song, though. I don't think it is. Maybe commercially, that song was probably more successful. But to me, the quintessential
is Behind Blue Eyes.
God, no. Please, God. Don't let it happen to me. I hate that one. To me, Break Stuff is S tier gym music. That's I mean, it's just,
I'm good with that.
It's just punch you in the face, get you amped up. It's good stuff. It's great. Well, that was an easy one. Okay. Next up on the list, System of a Down. Tanner.
Everybody's coming to the party.
And with System of a Down, it's what song do you pick? Because this could go a lot of ways. I'm kind of torn between Chop Suey or BYOB.
Both of those come on at the gym a lot.
They both do. I don't, it's probably 50-50.
Toxicity does too.
Yeah.
Actually, many of these songs do. Sugar, Aerials.
Aerials gets played a surprising amount as well.
What ones did you say? Did you say Chop Suey?
I was really torn between Chop Suey and BYOB.
BYOB. I just that album art from the Toxicity album is just,
it's pretty iconic. That one does have BYOB on Spotify has 650 million plays, where Chop Suey has 1.5 billion plays. So Chop Suey is much more popular as far as plays go. Maybe we should go with Chop Suey.
Okay. I struggle a little bit. I'm being honest when I say this, that when we say everything sounds the same to me, I have, like, when I think about these songs in my mind, I'm like, wait a second, what song is that I'm thinking of? Where I'm like, I can't separate the songs.
I think it's because the songs just play, they just play through. You're never like actually looking at the name and picking them, because I do the same thing with System of a Down all the time, thinking Chop Suey and BYOB are the same song when they are vastly different, very, very different.
Right.
But Chop Suey, God, that's like, I think that's A tier. I feel pretty comfortable saying A tier on that one.
I'm good with that.
And man, when you were in, again, because we're talking like the 99, early 2000s here, when you're in like middle school or whatever it was, and you're listening to Chop Suey and the chorus goes into the part where he screams, "Angels deserves to die." I feel like you were on some real satanic shit in that day and age. All right. Next.
I got something a little different again, but this artist has come up on Massenomics Gym a lot over the years, and I'm going to say Kanye West, and either Power or Stronger would be like two songs that I definitely would be much played at the gym. Maybe it's partly because of their names. Also, as I was thinking about it, I'm like, oddly synonymous names of songs.
Yeah, they actually really are. And the fact that they both kind of work as gym songs too, that one of them wasn't Stronger is always a really funny one to me that comes on in Massenomics Gym. I don't know why, and it's very much of that time. It's a good song. I like that song a lot. He samples Daft Punk, which I thought was the craziest thing ever at the time. For me personally, if we're picking between the two, I like Power as a gym song way more than I like Stronger as a gym song.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't know if that sways what way we're gonna pick the music here.
Well, it doesn't really change it for me because I don't really like any Kanye West songs at all. There's just something about Kanye West rapping that I'm like, I don't like it.
Kanye West was like my favorite until like just the last couple of years when he just totally just dropped off whatever the hell he was doing. But up until, my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I'm like, this is the pinnacle of music. Doesn't get any better. This is the best thing ever. if we're going power, I personally would give power an A tier. Like that one's super high on my list. I could still listen to that one before a big lift today. Stronger is more like, yeah, I'm not getting super pumped up, but like it's a B or a C tier song for me.
Do you think it? But is that because you don't think it's a gym song then, though?
It's not like a pump up song for me. That's why I always thought it was funny when it played at Massenomics Gym. 'Cause that song's like, yeah, there definitely are people that would get pumped up to that song. It just felt like way more of a pop song to me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because people just straight up the name of the song. They're like, stronger.
I mean, that could totally be it. Yeah.
Like that seems like an odd thing, but maybe that's part because I just feel like it comes on a lot.
Okay. Well, let's go stronger. And I'd go, I mean, what do you want to go? C tier on that? You probably want to go even worse than that.
No. I was going to say it's definitely not. Yeah, I mean, I was saying I don't like it, but I don't despise his music or anything like that. Like it's either probably C or B to me. What do we have more of?
But then when I look at C tier, I'm like, Stronger is a way better song than Allied by POD.
That's fine with me too. Yeah, I could see it being there.
That one's a very in-betweener. I could see coming back on that, but all right, let's mix this up. Really change it up here. We're going to really change it up. We're going to go Crazy Bitch by Black Cherry.
Well, anyone that's listened to the Massenomics podcast for any period of time knows that to me absolutely belongs in F. Do we have anything lower than F? I didn't even write down Crazy Bitch because I'm not wasn't going to give that the time of day of even making I don't even want that to get recognized as a list and like increase the chance of anyone playing that song ever anywhere.
Hey, y'all are crazy, man.
That song. I mean, I know I've said it 1,000 times over the years, but like, do you think that belongs anywhere other than F?
No. Like, I mean, if the list is like greatest songs that aren't good, then it maybe would be an S tier. Then the Hall of Fame of not good songs that would go up on there.
I mean, I pretty infamously do not like Crazy Bitch.
And I'm 100% there with you. I'm not going out of my way to go to a Buck Cherry concert, you know?
Yeah.
So that's an F tier. That song gets played at the gym, though, occasionally. Not often.
Yeah. Not on my watch,
but there is Buck Cherry on those iPods. So it does happen.
Unfortunately, I suppose there is. I still don't know with what I said earlier, though, if that's worse than Bodies by Drowning Pool or not.
Yeah.
That's debatable.
What's this other song by them? Sorry. What song is this?
Oh, I know it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just had to listen to it. It's all coming back to me now.
Yes, unfortunately. Okay. Do you think, what about Green Day Brain Stew? Could you see that on the list?
That one does
like
play.
My question is just does it belong on the list?
Well, it's either. I think Brain Stew is I think it belongs on the list.
Yeah.
Brain Stew and what's the other? Longview are the two Green Day songs that I feel like get played the most at Massenomics Gym.
Yeah.
I think
Brain Stew's good and underrated as a gym song.
Oh, I 100% agree with you. I think it is very underrated and it goes hard.
I don't know that if it's quite S tier or not, but to me it's no lower than A.
I am right there with you. And actually now that you say it, I'm sort of shocked I've never put this on a playlist of mine for the gym.
Brain Stew in particular is a great gym song, I think, out of Green Day songs.
Yes, I am 100% there with you. Brain Stew. We're going to go A tier on that. Unless you want it to be S tier.
It's borderline to me, but I just don't know if I can quite give it the S tier or not.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe, I mean, we can revisit at the very end.
We'll revisit Green Day. That was a good pick. Okay. I got another one for you here. I did not know there's some people in the gym that really like this song, so it could be offensive. I did not know what the name of this. I actually had to call Ryan today to ask him what are some Massenomics gym songs that get played a lot.
Yeah.
And this was the very first song he said. I said bad gym songs. This was the very first song he said, and I'm like, I've never heard that song in my life. He's like, you're joking. And I'm like, no, I've never heard that. He goes, you've heard this song 1,000,000 times. And I'm like, no, and I typed it in, and I'm like, no, I don't even think that's the title of it. He goes, that is the title. The
Just
song.
a second, is it something about stripper or something?
Yes,
or not?
yes,
What's
yes.
What the hell is that song? I just could tell what you're talking. I'm getting confused. I'm thinking like I'm in love with a stripper. That's not the song. It's,
No, that is not the song.
It's like, you're gonna have to tell me. I know it.
Porn star dancing.
Porn star dancing. Yes. Yes.
I said
Porn star dancing.
I hit play on that. Okay,
I know
song,
Ryan would say that.
the song
one, yeah.
is "My Darkest Days." Chad Kroger
Yes.
and Zach Wilde, and I said. He said, porn star dancing. He said, that's the worst song that plays at the gym. I go, I've never heard that song before. He goes, you've heard it 1,000 times. I'm like, I've never in my life heard that. He goes, just type it in. And I type it in.
See?
And I'm like, oh my God, I have heard this song 1,000 times. And never once in my brain did I even think for a second, I got to know who sings this song. I never once thought that. So it's just all these years, I've just blacked it out. I've never even known. And now I know porn star dancing. That is that song. And I think that's an F tier.
Yeah, I'm good at F. That's
Post.
I guess I didn't write down any Nickelback songs. Should we have a Nickelback song? on the
I mean,
list,
I
or
put
does
them
that
on the
kinda
list.
cover
We
us
probably
there?
got to say
Okay.
them at some point.
Okay, I just didn't know if that covers it. If it's adjacent enough.
Well, Chad Kroger is apparently on the song.
Yeah.
But if we're talking, I mean, let's be real. This list, we haven't said, outside of Highway to Hell, we haven't had a song made before like 95. So we kind of are just sticking to a certain genre here.
When was Porn Star Dancing? That's not that old, I don't think. Maybe I'm actually wrong, but I figured that's like 2010 at the oldest.
Porn Star Dancing, wow. Released September 21st, 2010.
Ha! Nailed it.
Yeah. And he says he doesn't like the song.
For me saying it's not that old, it's a 15-year-old song.
15-year-old song. All right. Do you got a Nickelback song then?
I actually have to look because I wasn't thinking about Nickelback, but that reminded me.
This is how you remind me. Just like that.
Well, so what?
That's not a gym song, though.
It would be is
I'll give it credit. Rockstar is a great song all day long. Not a gym song, though.
No.
Animals.
Also not how you remind me. Yeah, that's not Photograph, of course. I don't know. Is it Burn It to the Ground? Is that like a gym song? That's why
that would
Nickelback, for as funny as it is and stuff like that, I don't really think of it that much.
the two Nickelback gym songs to me would be Burn It to the Ground or Animals.
Yeah. Maybe it's Animals. Maybe that's what comes on at the gym all the time.
And as much shit as Nickelback got, I can see why people, they're just like these big rock anthems. So I can see why people attached to that song. It just at the time felt like it was just such a meme, it was just this whole other thing. I don't know. Looking back on it, like, it's not going to be on my gym playlist. I can see why people like it. It's high. It's high energy. It's up tempo. Like all the music just sounds huge.
Right.
With that being said, though, it's probably a C tier for me.
I got my license back.
Started with about their dad walking in on the car or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're shifting all my gears. Oh, please, the keys.
Yeah,
we
I can't,
I can't
quite place the lyrics. I can almost I just have to just semi-make up all the words and I could sing.
Well,
that
you just
song.
kind of sort of just yell the words and they just kind of come out. And you say it to a certain rhythm. You're like, yeah, I think that's right. I don't even know if you're saying words or not.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're never gonna quit. Just acting like we're animals. See,
okay, so that's the song.
I just want to yell
And
these
what did you
lyrics
say?
out at full. To me, this is like a C tier song. I don't think it's F. I could understand the argument for F, and not that long ago, everyone.
I don't think
said
it's F.
But I don't think it's
F. No, I don't want it in F. I will defend it out of F. I do not want that song in F. It does not belong next to Buck Cherry and
No.
Bodies.
You know what? That song actually fits in pretty good with POD, Papa Roach, and why can't I ever remember the name of the Korn song we picked?
Coming Undone.
Coming Undone. See, that's how forgettable that Korn song is to me, is Coming Undone. All
so
right.
did you put Nickelback on there? Or
I'm
you were
dropping
you're
them
doing
in
it? Okay.
as
All right.
we speak. C tier.
Yeah.
Nickelback. Animals. All right. We're going to go. So we are going to go with another all-time Massenomics gym classic, and that is Rammstein.
Du Hast?
I think
Ooh.
that's the one you got to go with, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like Du Hast. Overplayed as it might be, I still like it. It's like an A to me. If it's like an A to me, I like Du Hast.
I could see the argument for an A. In my head, I was thinking B tier
a
for
B?
sure.
All right, I'm good with B
like I'm
too.
saying, like minimum B
Yeah.
tier. Like it doesn't belong in C.
Maybe it is B though. I don't know. Let me look at the other ones. What Metallica song did we put in there?
Sad
Actually,
but true.
I like all the B tier songs. I mean, I guess it is comparable to the B tier songs. If I'm looking at, we've got Blink 182, Linkin Park, Metallica. What's the one right next to? What's the second to? What's that one?
That one with the little cartoon.
Yeah.
That's Stronger. Kanye West.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm good with that. B. I can see B or A.
I maybe edge that one towards A a little bit. That gets more rotation on my gym playlist than any of them on that B tier right there.
Yeah.
We'll go A there. We'll go A.
All right. Here's
Right.
a class. Oh, is it? Do you got it?
All right. Wait. Oh, I said Rammstein. Yeah, it's your turn. Go ahead.
I got one classic one right here. AWOL Nation Sale. It needs to be on the list.
It does need to be on the list. It does need to be on the
Just
list.
to please Keith, we need to cover AWOL Nation Sale.
I remember like drunkenly this is just kind of an obnoxious song in a certain way. And so like drunkenly just sail, screaming it over and over again. I think it
I
makes
feel
an
like
appearance in a Massenomics video from back then, doesn't it?
It does, from like 2015.
Was it
It's
the
in a
State Fair
Strongman
video or something?
Yeah.
Or
To me, that's a C.
yeah,
Gym-
that's
gym
it's
music.
not an F tier. It's not F. I think
Right.
C is actually a great spot for that one. Right
Yeah.
next to Animals. It belongs right next to Animals.
Yeah.
There, yep, that's a good choice. I like that. Oh boy. Next on the list, I gotta go Lil Wayne. And
What song?
And the question is what song? I myself lean towards a Millie.
Yeah. I can see that actually.
That's
a
where
good one.
that's where I lean towards on that one. There are Lil Wayne songs that I think are better pump up songs,
Right,
maybe
right.
even a better gym song, but Millie's pretty damn good. That is Lil Wayne at his peak, and it does play at Massenomics Gym.
Well, to me, that's better than Kanye West. Like, if
Oh,
Kanye's
a
in the
Millie
rest of
is
it,
better
yeah.
than Stronger.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I would
guess
put it as an A.
by default it's an
probably.
A because it's not an S tier song, but it is damn good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go A tier. Also, music video, pretty damn awesome. Go watch that if you haven't seen that one. Okay.
This one I think we'll probably not even put them on the list because we already kind of did this with Five Finger Death Punch. But another one that would be worth noting that you could almost split the cell halfway with Five Finger Death Punch, I think, is Avenged Sevenfold.
I had the exact same thing here because I didn't even know what to write for them. I don't know the names of their songs. I just had a feeling I was hoping that's who you were going to say because that's exactly how I would describe that too. And while we're on the topic, can we also just like lump in like two other ones right there?
Yeah,
I'm just going to
what
write these because I think they're all going to be like F tier. We're going to say Avenged Sevenfold, Skillet, and while we're at it, can we say Hollywood Undead too?
Let me look here. I think, first of all, Avenged Sevenfold and Five Finger Death Punch are both worse than Hollywood Undead and Skillet. I'm not saying like it's a significant gap,
Okay.
but I think that those two are both worse. Skillet, Monster by Skillet, my 3-year-old, for whatever reason, like loves Monster by Skillet, which is the oddest thing. And I don't like, she came across it on her, like, I don't even know where this came from.
Okay,
But
I have to.
She somehow likes Monster by Skillet. I think it was on like a kid's movie even or something recently.
I got to look
and
up
that's where it came
because
from.
they follow. There's that whole genre of whatever you call those bands that don't register in my brain. So I have to just hear I know for a fact I've heard the song 1,000 times, but here we go. Okay, Monster. See, okay, Monster by Skill. That is such a Massenomics gym song through and through. Okay,
Yeah.
I can see why people get pumped up to that song. 100% can. I just didn't like.
I don't know if I really even want to put those on the list, though. They hardly even make the list.
Okay.
Same with Hollywood Undead. I'm like, I don't know what song you would ever even
Undead.
pick.
What was Hollywood? It is just Undead, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the one where they just start by screaming Undead. I mean, that's.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Hollywood Undead.
They were in
live.
Aberdeen.
Like,
They were in Aberdeen that one
okay.
year when they played in the park right by Massenomics Gym. Actually,
I got just absolutely bombed before it and walked home and ate at the Subway on, because it was like in that Central Park and there's that Subway on 6th Avenue there. I left way early because I had been drinking way too much, way too early, and got a sub at that Subway. And was like,
can't be hungry.
I'm out of here.
I was also at that concert. I believe I stuck the whole thing through and then went to the zoo afterwards. So,
Okay.
yeah, that still is Hollywood Undead's kind of F tier to me. Like it's not as good as Korn or AWOL Nation.
Oh God, no, it's not as good as Korn
those songs
or,
specifically. And I'm giving Hollywood
yeah.
Undead the endowed of going with their best song here, which I think is Undead.
Yeah, I'm good with them being in the F.
Okay. See, and that's how people might get confused when they're like, "Oh, Hollywood Undead is only one rank worse than Korn." It's like I'm taking my least favorite Korn song against the best Hollywood Undead song, and they still beat.
So
them.
what's the one? Is that Skillet down there that we didn't rank, or who is that?
that thing right there.
Yeah,
That's Ramstein. I got the better picture for him up there.
Ramstein, okay. So we're not going to rank Skillet. We did it with Hollywood Undead. And
Avenged Sevenfold was the other one. But what's
Avenged
the
Sevenfold? I think that splits a cell with Five Finger Death Punch.
Avenged Sevenfold? What was the one? I think it's Afterlife. Let me just hear this, dude. Guitar Hero made me love the song Afterlife by Avenged Sevenfold, but looking back, I don't like that song that much. I just clicked on it right now, and that's the first time I've heard that song in like 10 years, maybe more. I don't belong here.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them being F tier. That does not bother me one bit. Can I also tell you who also fits in this genre? I don't think we need to put them in here, but since we're on the topic of just bands that all from that era blend into me, 3 Days Grace. And 3 Days Grace had the most hits out of all of these guys.
Yeah.
But they fit in that same thing. Actually, can I say someone else that fits in that genre that doesn't make any
3
sense?
Days Grace, the animal I have become.
Yes. Let's start a riot. That's the whole thing. That doesn't work for me. It doesn't do it for me.
I know. Yeah, definitely.
And do you like how all these
Riot? I think is a F tier. Honestly, like if we are for the sake of ranking it, I think like a Riot, 3 Days Grace would be like C or F. Like
I Hate Everything About You. Now that's another animal I have become.
Some people probably like that music.
Some people I can guarantee you in the Midwest, people love that music. I just didn't like that music. It just, again, felt like that generic metal rock thing at the time.
Yeah.
So we won't even put them on the list. But the other one that I was going to say that my brain never has registered, and I know it plays on Massenomics Gym all the time, Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, I don't like those songs.
I don't like those. Now that I'm on the topic, though, what even is their popular song here? The Diary of Jane.
I know all these songs. Yeah.
God.
I will not bow.
No, I do not like that song at all.
Yeah.
That would be F tier if we put it on the list. I mean, I just said it F tier. It's on the, but how about Bring Me to Life by Evanescence? That's always a fun one when that comes on in the gym.
That's Wake Me Up Inside. I can't wake up.
And then it's always I just can't not think of The Office when what's his name?
That song's like a kind of like a joke to me. It's not even that I don't necessarily dislike it that much. It's kind of like a silly joke almost.
That's what it feels like. That song feels like a joke.
But it's not. I don't hate it. Like it doesn't. It's honestly not an F to me, even though it's like comically almost
but my
could be
thing
in
is,
that territory.
If I was lifting and trying to do anything serious and you put that song on intentionally, I'd be like, yeah, you're messing with me right now. You totally
Well,
are.
like I'd kind of laugh even like if someone put on Five Finger Death Punch, I'd be like, or like Down with the
true.
Sickness.
I
I'd be like,
would
seriously.
I agree. I would pick Bring Me to Life by Evanescence over those other ones, but it's getting like a we don't have a D tier. That would be firmly in the D tier if we did that one.
I could see that.
Okay. There is one pretty big band that we have not mentioned yet, and they really do belong on this list somewhere. Do you know who that is?
No.
Rage Against the Machine.
Oh. That is definitely one that comes up a lot, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And there you have to decide, well, what one goes on this list? Killing in the Name of seems like
Bulls on Parade.
and Bulls on Parade or Guerrilla Radio all seem like
Yep.
Killing in the Name of
Sleep
is,
Now in the Fire is also comes up quite a bit,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it does actually. That one is on the playlist quite a bit. Testify, I think it's played a decent amount too.
Bulls on Parade, I could make a case for it being Bulls on Parade. Just because I feel like it comes.
Yeah, Bulls on Parade might be the most. I mean, there's a lot of these songs when I hear them now, I just think of Massenomics Gym, and that is one that I just, because I don't play that song in my gym very often. That one, I think we go with Bulls on Parade.
Okay. Oh, now I have to start to look at this list that we already made all the things up for to see where it fits in at. And I have heard the Rage Against the Machine songs a lot at Massenomics Gym, and it kind of like brings it down for me, if I'm being honest, where I'm like, they just have lost so much luster. And I'm like, I don't know, is that a C or?
See, that's where we're different here because I don't listen to Rage Against the Machine very often at all. And when I do, I'm like, oh God, these songs are just bangers. Like they go so hard and they got so much energy. That's why I could make the case for an easy A for Bulls on Parade. But it's because I never listened to them. I know if I was in, I do think though that that song has way more just staying power and novelty.
What about a B then?
I could accept a B there for sure.
Okay, I'm good at B.
All right.
Well, that actually kind of made me just think of another artist that we haven't brought up, or another band that we haven't brought up. Then would be Slipknot.
Oh, that actually does really belong on this list.
And I think, Psychosocial is very popular, but I wonder if it's a Duality or Before I Forget or Wait and Bleed.
I'll just tell you, I think I mentioned this in the podcast, not like earlier this year even. If we did this list a year ago, basically any Slipknot song would have been, they're not F, but they all would have been like C tier for me. Yeah. I've had a change of character in the last year, and pretty much any Slipknot song you're saying is going to be like A tier at least for me. So it doesn't really matter what you pick. I could potentially be swayed to S tier depending on the song, though. Is about as
also
far.
They're from Iowa, which is a plus.
Just down the road.
Okay, which one is I Push My Fingers into
That's Duality, isn't it? Isn't that Duality?
Or is that Wait and Bleed?
No,
I don't know.
No, Wait and Bleed's different.
Okay, I Push My Fingers. It's a little tricky for me on them too.
Wait and Bleed is the one where they scream "Wait and Bleed" during the chorus.
Yeah. Because when I got into when I was deployed overseas and was getting lifting, I had all these Slipknot songs on my iPod, and I listened on an.
I remember you saying that. It's like
iPod with
I can't even do it anymore.
Where I'm like, I've heard them all so much, but I mean, if I try to remove myself from that, I do think like Duality is a really good that's pretty intense for lifting.
I agree, and that song holds up so good even today. It feels heavier than like any of this stuff, but somehow they also. This is my thing. I don't have a problem with heavy music, but a lot of it loses its catchiness. Somehow they have heavy music and they still make it like catchy, which I think is where it really takes some skill.
Something about Psychosocial that I particularly don't like as well. If we did that, I'd have to knock it down lower. But Duality, I think, goes quite a bit higher.
I agree. Psychosocial would be one of the lowest ones on that list to me. I would feel very comfortable with Duality being an A tier.
All right, I'm good with that.
God, this A tier is really filling up.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if something has to bump from.
Well, part of the problem
A to
is the
S.
worst songs that we could think of, we didn't even put on the list because, like, no.
Well, after a
don't
while, it's
belong,
like, well,
don't
we
belong.
don't have any more room for more of these shit songs by shit bands.
The other one of them, Ryan said that the band doesn't mean anything to me, and I know I've heard this name 1,000 times, and I could not name a single song by them. Is Alexis on Fire?
Yeah,
And I don't know. I'm just looking. Oh, yeah. This could be anywhere in the world. Yeah, that one. God, there's not that. The songs don't have that many plays though. They definitely did not get the popularity bump that some of these other ones
I
did.
don't feel like that pops up that much at the gym.
No, they don't get to. They don't belong on the list. They're not big enough. What else do we got? Oh, here's
only
one.
thing-
I don't know if we need to
Oh,
put
okay,
these
yeah.
guys on the list because to me this is like a one-hit wonder. But Headstrong by Trapped.
Yes, but I do think that is very much a one-hit wonder, and like that might be so Massenomics gym specific. I'm not even sure if like
It
if
has
other people experience that, but
not many people will. It has almost 500,000 plays, so it is getting
Okay.
played. But
Yeah.
Headstrong is very much just
headstrong. I'll take on anyone.
yeah, that's right. To me, that one's right, but that would be a D tier all day for me if we had D.
Yeah.
But the fact that we don't, it really borders line on that C and F area.
Maybe we don't. Maybe this doesn't go on the list, but since we mentioned Keith's AWOL Nation sale, we'd almost have to mention Joey's Darude Sandstorm. Darude Sandstorm, but I don't know that that's on the list.
Yeah, I
either.
feel like that doesn't fit the genre. We've maybe inadvertently, because that song has never been played at Massenomics Gym like ever.
No, no, right.
Like I mean, maybe intentionally to be funny, but it's never like just sitting on one of those iPods waiting. So it just doesn't even fit. It doesn't fit right now.
Yeah.
Because we are picking songs that are pretty heavy in the Massenomics Gym rotation.
Yeah.
I'm just looking on Spotify.
That's kind of my list, I think, so far. So
Yeah, I typed in the new metal playlist and we pretty much got all the artists of note here that are at least worth mentioning. I mean, there's some other people in here, but like Alien Ant Farm, as much as I love the song Movies by Alien Ant Farm, that's not really a Massenomics Gym song.
Annie, are you okay?
And Smooth Criminal.
Are you okay, Annie?
Yeah, that one doesn't get played a ton at Massenomics Gym.
No.
Well, is that the full list?
I think so. I think we just need to see if it requires any fine tuning. We only have 2 in S tier. So
I will
it's
say
Highway to Hell.
The only 2 that I don't have on here, we had 2 left on my list that we've not said yet.
what
We
do
can decide
just
if
in
we need to do
case.
anything with.
Yeah.
First one, 50 Cent.
That is pretty Massenomics Gym heavy, actually, too.
It is. Actually, while we're on that topic, you know who I'm going to... Okay, there are 2. There are 2 that are Massenomics Gym heavy. The first one is 50 Cent. But what song?
Mini Men by 50 Cent is a gym song to me, actually.
Yeah. Do you think that one gets played the most out of all of his songs?
I kind of think in the gym it is for some reason.
Probably.
I don't know if that's
Many Men. Okay, where do you want to put Many
Many
Men?
Men wish death upon me.
Yeah, where do you think that gets put? Where do you want to put that?
I'm like a B on Mini Men 50 Cent, probably.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I can live with
I'm
that.
kind of in the middle. Unless
Now
you
there's
got a strong
one.
opinion to sway
There is
one
one that really is a Massenomics time machine, and that is Still Tippin'.
Oh,
Because the beauty of Still Tippin', the beauty
I don't know
of
if that actually belongs on the list because I do think that's very Massenomics Gym like.
but that is a good song though.
Oh, I love
the beauty.
I like Mike Jones.
The beauty of Still
So,
Tippin' is that when you click
yeah.
on it, it's like the only song in that artist category. So if someone clicks on it, it just plays indefinitely. Like one of the last times I was there, not this last time, but probably 6 months ago, I remember someone goes, "Has Still Tippin' been playing for like 45 minutes?" And you're like, yes, yes, it has.
I mean, I probably not fair to put Still Tippin' in S tier, but like to me, like it's one of the like it's like an A.
I was
for
gonna say,
me.
to me, it's an easy A tier. It's an
Yeah.
easy A tier. All right, here's one more that I just thought of that I'm not going to be
Still
as
Tippin' is great.
It
but
is.
I just don't think
It's-
a lot of people would
it's-
consider it on the list even.
Mike
but-
Jones, Slim Thug, Paul Wall. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. It's great stuff. Here's another one that gets played a lot at Massenomics Gym, and I don't think it's intentional. it's more accidental. But the name of the song is My Own Worst Enemy by Lit.
Oh, Lit. Is that who played at the Brown County Fair this year?
Me why. Huh?
Was it Lit that played at the Brown County
They
Fair?
did. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't really think that one has to go on the list either, but if I,
That one would be a C tier for me.
Yeah,
it's not
I
the
can
worst
see.
at F, but it's just a funny Massenomics song.
Yeah,
that feels
it
like
is
it's
kind
played
of-
way too
Yeah.
much.
I think it's like their only good song, isn't it? Too.
Why did I think they had one more? Let me see. Now you got me curious. I like their top 2 songs on Spotify are both My Own Worst Enemy.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that pretty much is it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
songs drop off heavily after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad we added Mike Jones.
Yeah. The only other one I had was Rising.
What about I just had something and I forgot it. Oh, Dr. Dre. There's a decent amount of Chronic that comes on at the gym. Is there a song or not? That's just
the next episode.
the next episode. I mean, I really like some of Dr.
Or Forgot
Dre
About
songs.
Dre.
Forgot About Dre. Yeah.
I don't know if one of those gets played more. I don't know.
I also just like Dr. Dre, so I probably
those
have a bad
would all
bias
be
on that
pretty
one.
easy A tier for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Like the next episode comes on a lot. Like I hear a variety of people play like the next episode that's in their
Oh yeah,
like
that makes the
catches in
cut. That makes the cut on
right. Especially this really just needs to be the 1996 to 2005.
Let's be real. This playlist, this list consists almost entirely of songs from about 98 to 2002.
It's actually a really narrow band.
Well,
It's like
I don't know
not
if we
even a
realize
decade.
this,
It's just like a few years.
but whether we realize it or not, we did pick Massenomics gym songs, and
Yeah.
those iPods are of that time, sort of. So it is funny that I think Dr. Dre, we agreed A tier on that one though, didn't we? I mean,
To
is
me,
the
it
newest
is.
song on this whole list Lil Wayne maybe? And that's like 2007.
Oh, we said AWOL Nation or Porn Star Dancing was 2010.
Oh,
What about
that's right.
AWOL Nation Sale?
Oh,
That can't
that
be-
would be the. Oh yeah, and then there's Hollywood Undead. They're a little newer. Yeah.
Little. They might be like 2007 or 8 though. That's not that new.
You're
They're
right.
that song's probably almost 20 years old that we said there.
Yeah, it is. This does heavily skew towards the early 2000s. Hey, that's what you get at Massenomics Gym. That's just the way it is.
Well, and also some of the just like newer songs don't have enough rotation to even like
Or mass appeal. So like I have a lot of songs that I could play, but I'm like, I know a lot of people are like, what the fuck is this? What are these?
Right.
I'm not gonna bother people with it.
almost like every artist and every song we mentioned is someone that people will have an opinion on. They won't be like, what is that?
Right. Like I could say, one of my favorite go-to songs is Feel the Rage by Trippie Redd. And 95% of people listening to this podcast be like,
Be like,
cool.
what?
Don't know what you just said, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. Or a song by 100 Gex. People be like, yep, Dan, don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, we're going with the mass appeal gym songs. Okay, and we're going to talk about more about this. This episode's getting long, but I was just in Minneapolis this weekend. My friends brought up something to me. They go, we're in like kind of a party bar, this bar called Sneaky Pete's in Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis.
Old
And
Sneaky Pete.
Old Sneaky Beats. People are in there dancing, going crazy. They got girls on the bar pouring shots in people's mouths. There's stripper poles on the dance floor. People are having a great time. And it's wild and it's fun. We honestly might be some of the oldest people in there at 35. Everyone in there super young. And all of the songs they're playing are from like 95 to 2010-ish. Like
So
every
right in our
song fits in
bandwidth
there.
there.
For the most part, though, my friends are like, these are the songs they played when we went to the zoo because they were like relatively new at that time, or when we first started going to the zoo in the early 2012, right in there. And they're like, we also went to a Vikings game in Florida. Did they play Jacksonville or maybe Miami last year? I don't know when. Whenever they went to a Vikings game in Florida, and they're like, we go to this bar and they also played these songs. And like the conversation is, why don't bars like this play any new songs? Like they might mix in like one, I don't know, some random ass new song from like Bruno Mars or something like newer.
Right.
Or maybe, I don't know, just something newer like that. But for the most part, they're sticking to like Nicki Minaj and just shit like that from like 2010. And I don't know what that is, if it's just because everyone knows those songs and people don't know new songs as much, or if those songs just had the party vibe better, or what it is. But when it comes to gym music, something about the late 90s, early 2000s had it going on.
Yeah. There is something about that. It is interesting that like that's what they're playing then too. Or, you know, like something newer that this doesn't need to go on the list, but like of newer songs, like I mentioned the other day, there's some Kendrick Lamar songs that I really like.
Yeah,
I do hear people play like "Not Like Us" at the gym quite a bit.
Do they
like
actually?
In the last
They do.
year. I've heard a number of people play like that song.
See,
because that's actually where I heard that enough times, and I'm like, wait, I really like this song. You know, I like the song.
yeah.
There's a few like that probably.
And I would 100% agree. And that's like S tier gym music for me, but I'm just not sure if that has the crossover.
No, I don't
appeal
think
of
I don't
enough.
think so.
I mean,
I think that emphasizes why the choices are in the time period that we are, because some of them get to be almost too obscure, even if they're wildly popular today. It's just not wildly popular amongst enough people over a big enough period of time.
Yes. Yeah, like for me, I just like Kendrick Lamar, Mad City. There was like a year stretch where big lift, Mad City's going on by Kendrick Lamar. Like this is as good as it gets. But yeah, I don't think it has enough crossover appeal for enough people to, like you're saying, relate to what we put on here.
So do we move anything? Is there only going to be 2 S tier songs?
Well,
Because A tier is very full. It's our fullest group, and S tier is our smallest group.
all right. We're gonna go out on a limb here. Slipknot. I would vote to move Slipknot to S tier. I don't know if you would
What
like to
song
fight
was
that.
it again? Was it
We said Duality.
or-
I could go
Okay.
with S tier on that, and I could also go with S tier on Still Tippin'.
I'm just not, I mean, to me, it kind of is. I'm just not sure if it belongs. Actually, what about next episode? Is that the song we picked? Like, I feel like that's a good song too. You know, that's
We picked. Yes, we did pick the next episode. God, is that an S tier gym song, or does Brains 2? I could make the argument that Brains 2 is maybe better than.
I love Brain Stew, so I could, and I also
I'll go Brains 2 as
I
an S
also
tier
think
song.
that Eminem is not far off of S tier either. If I'm just like starting to move songs up the ladder, I'm like I think Eminem
Okay,
isn't far
let's
off.
do this. Let's start at the bottom. F tier. We're good with everything in F tier, right? There's no
Can you
redemption
just
there.
let's just run them down one more time.
Okay,
and
F tier.
see.
We got Drowning Pool,
Yes.
Five Finger Death
Five-Finger
Punch,
Death Punch,
Disturbed,
yes.
Buck Cherry,
Yeah.
The Darkest Days, Hollywood Undead, and Avenged Sevenfold. Those are all F
Yes.
tier, right?
Yes.
Okay, C tier.
F is set.
F is set. C
Unless
tier.
anything from C needs to move down.
I don't think it does. Like these songs all clearly feel like a tier above. Alive by POD, Walk by Pantera, Last Resort Papa Roach, not Twisted Transistor. What the hell
Coming
is that?
Undone.
Coming Undone. God, my brain cannot remember that song. Coming Undone by Korn, Animals by Nickelback, and Sail by AWOL Nation. Those all feel like C tier songs to me.
They POD, Nickelback, and AWOL Nation are all easily. They're almost D really.
Mm-hmm.
3 sort of in the middle. I like those 3 a little better than the other 3, but they might still all be C. Where Pantera, Walk, Papa Roach, and Coming Undone. Like Korn is tricky to me just because they're pretty good.
Well, what's tricky for me
Generally,
is you
so-
picked one of my least favorite Korn songs.
Right.
I mean, like I said, you picked Got the Life. I'm moving that to an A tier right now.
Right.
That's where I struggle with that, is I just don't like Coming Undone. But a lot of these A and B, C and B ones do feel pretty interchangeable, because then we're talking Sad But True, Linkin Park Numb, All the Small Things by Blink-182, Stronger by Kanye West, Bulls on Parade. Is that what we said? Bulls on Parade? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Many Men by 50
Many
Cent.
Men. That's fine with me.
That is fine. I could, yeah, that's fine.
Because you could make a case. I could make a case for some of those being A almost.
I could too. I mean, but it's
Like-
just like Bulls on Parade, but like some of these you're like, no, I've heard that too many times. Same thing,
Right,
Sad But
right.
True. I'm like, no, I feel like I've heard that song 10 billion times in
Right.
Massenomics Gym.
Right.
Eminem, we got Till I Collapse, DMX. What did we say? Oh, Rough Riders Anthem, Can't Stop, Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is A tier I'm talking here.
Yeah. System of a Down. What song? What, Chop Suey?
Chop Suey, yep. Du Hast by Rammstein, A Milli, Lil Wayne, Still Tippin', Mike Jones. Next episode, Dr. Dre.
Is Du Hast? I could see that as A or B to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I could go either way on that one.
I don't know if I feel strong enough to move it. I'm just
Okay.
in my mind. I'm like, that feels slightly more like a B, but I can see it as an A.
Okay, we'll leave it there
Also
then.
that.
S tier, we have Highway to Hell, AC/DC, Break Stuff, Limp Bizkit, Duality, Slipknot, and Brain Stew, Green Day. I feel pretty good about those. Those would be songs.
Yeah.
Anything from the S and A tier, I'd be like, oh, great choices.
And
Even B tier, I don't have a problem with. I would just be more moody about some of those songs.
Right. And this is also two people having to collaborate to come up with a tier. You know, like if you just did this by yourself, you might, without me saying like, no, that one really sucks, it has to be lower. Like you might put some higher yourself. Like this is harder to do.
Yeah,
with
there is a
multiple
little
people than it
compromise
is-
on some of these.
Right.
Yeah, if I was totally alone, Red Hot Chili Peppers is probably going S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'd be a little shuffling, but I can very much live with this where we landed here.
Yeah. I think that's good. So now what we need everyone to do, of course, go in the comment section. There won't be a single person listening that will agree with anything we said.
No.
There won't be one person that won't be at the very least minorly offended by half of our
And remember,
takes.
we're not outside of the worst of the worst. We're not judging people on their entire catalog. We're judging on one specific song here.
Right, that's what we tried to do. Yeah.
This Sad But True by Metallica, that's a B tier song for me. There's a lot of Metallica songs that would straight up be S tier.
Yeah.
Like damn near half of Kill 'Em All is an S tier song for me.
But
we're not doing that.
AC/DC, if we didn't do Highway to Hell, we'd move them farther down the
You
list.
do Thunderstruck, best case scenario is a C for me on Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
It might even be an F because I don't need to hear that song again. But
I can't put him with that F group still.
just,
I don't want him besmirched all the way down to the likes of Buck Cherry and Drowning Pool.
It does feel insulting when you put it that way.
I don't want him hanging out with that group down there in the bottom.
So if you're gonna put these, if you're gonna comment, which I hope you do, make sure you're objective about this. Take your own biases out of here. Be objective on what you got.
Yep. And let us know what songs we didn't even include that we should have included.
But make sure it fits in that timeline of like 97 to 2004, though. Or
make sure it was made between 1999 and 2001.
Actually, there's probably a lot of songs on this list that actually fit in that 2-year window.
Yes.
Hey, man, the world is a lot more raw then.
That's back when the bodies used to hit the floor.
What year did that song come out?
I don't know. That song has to be right in there. Is it like 2000?
This
99?
2001.
2001. Okay, yeah.
It's all just the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's our list. We're sticking to it. It's the best list that's ever been made. Nobody's else could be correct. This episode, if you love our list, you're going to love Build Fast Formula. Actually, you're going to hate our list, but you are going to like Build Fast Formula. I promise you hate our list. You're just like, those idiots, those stupid idiots. They don't know anything about this music. What we do know is about supplements, and not as well as Build Fast Formula does. Check them out at buildfastformula.com. Anything you buy there, use discount code Massenomics. It'll save you 10% on every single order that you get there. We use their Vaso Blitz, their Full Blitz, their 80/20 protein powder. Actually, need to order some more 80/20 protein powder. Glad I reminded myself. And yes, I'm going to use discount code Massenomics to save 10%. Thanks, Build Fast.
This episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Texas Power Bars. If there was a tier list of barbells, every single one of them would be S tier.
T for Texas.
It'd be T D tier. It'd be the shortest tier list game ever because it just go S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier. Oh, I guess this game is done. And that really is what it's like when you're shopping around at Texas Power Bars. It's just greatest hit after greatest hit. We're talking the original Texas Power Bar, the 29 millimeter Texas Power Bar, the Texas Deadlift Bar, the Texas Squat Bar. They're all freaking amazing. And I think if you have a gym, even if you don't have a gym, you just want a bar, it's a Texas Power Bar. Go buy one of those right now. You will not regret it. Head on over to TexasPowerBars.com. Thank you, Texas Power Bars.
Do we want to talk about anything else this episode?
I can say one more thing. I was just in the cities. I went to a
T-Wolves and a Wild game.
I went to a T-Wolves and Wild game. It's the biggest blowout I've ever seen in my life, my history of watching. Actually, not the biggest blowout. It's the biggest blowout that involved a Minnesota sports team win that I've ever seen in my life. The T-Wolves beat the Nuggets by like 30 points, and it was never a game at any point. Did you see Anthony Edwards already has set the record for the most 3 points made by a Timberwolf player?
He passed Cat, right?
Yes, he passed Cat.
Right.
And how long has he been on the team? Like 4 years?
Yeah, that's true. Well,
and he's
maybe
already
5 or something.
He's already the leader.
It is only 4.
And the one they made it on was sweet because like towards the end of the game, it was just about garbage time, and he was on the logo and just threw up a 3 and it went in, and people were going crazy.
Did he know?
I don't think he did. And then after, it was like maybe 10 seconds afterwards, then they announced it on the thing, and then everyone was going crazy.
Yeah,
but that was pretty
so
cool.
What was more fun, the basketball game or the hockey game?
The basketball game was more fun, but it's because I like basketball more. I'm not like I respect hockey and it's cool and everything, but I'm just not a huge hockey fan. You know, I don't have no clue where any of the teams are at in the standings or anything like that.
So after going to 2 games back to back, by the end of the second one, were you tired or were you not tired? Because I feel like I'd probably be tired.
So I'd say with the trip, it was 8 guys. A lot of us had not.
I'm always tired.
Some of my really good friends. Some of them I see somewhat regularly. Some of them I haven't seen like in years actually. And so we got there Friday night and we're just all amped, and we drank heavily Friday night. Heavily.
And followed that up Saturday by drinking even more.
Yeah, I think we were up till like after 3 o'clock on Friday night, which I couldn't even tell you the last time I was up that late. It was a late one. And so it meant Saturday was off to a pretty slow start. It took us a long time to get going. I remember thinking the day before, like, what are we going to do Saturday morning? The game doesn't start till 2.
It's like, we're going to sleep.
It took like everything we could to make it to the game like on time just about. Because by the time we got breakfast and then got to the game, it was damn near time to start. But you go to the Timberwolves game. It's fun and exciting. And then you get in a lift. You know, you drive 20 minutes across town, or you go to St. Paul, and then you go to the Wild game, and you sit down again. And the Wild Stadium, I mean, the stadium is newer, but the Target Center has been recently renovated. And I don't know if part of that was redoing the seats or if it's just this is how the stadium is. But it was noticeable that the seat room and leg room was like a couple inches less at the Xcel Energy Center for the Wild game. And by the time you were done, it sort of felt like you had been on a plane all day long. You were just in these tight, kind of uncomfortable, actually uncomfortable seats for from basically 2 o'clock until 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
So everyone was sort of cramped. Like halfway through the Wild game, like guys were just getting up and like getting beers at the farthest spot away to walk a little bit.
Just to walk around. Yeah.
The Wild game was cool because they did make it a game like right at the end. Like there was like, I think there was 4, maybe 5 goals in the third period. It was just like, it turned into the shootout. But the Wild ended up losing. They ended up losing by 1. I think they were down by 3 at one point. So they made a pretty good comeback. People were getting excited, but just wasn't quite there. It was still a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I went to a hockey game. It's very different how they run a hockey game versus an NBA game with the sideshow that is the NBA game, you know?
Yeah.
Just the fact, but you can't at a hockey game have people running out on the ice and doing activities because they're on ice.
Right.
Like like I feel like this is the most cliche thing. It's like, what's the NBA halftime entertainment? It's the guy that balances shit on his chin. Like, of course, that's the halftime show. Like, that just feels like the most NBA halftime show ever.
That is the halftime show.
But it was pretty funny. And overall, though, it was a lot of fun. I did have one observation of the whole thing that I thought was interesting. And let me ask you, Tanner, when you go to a busy urinal, you know, like you picture the scenario. You're at a sports game, the line to get to the urinals. You know, there's guys just going in and out of there. It's busy. You're lined up. If I have a feeling of who I think you are in this scenario, but answer this question for me. Do you ever spark up conversations with the guys around you when you're at the urinal?
No, what I would say is for some reason there's always someone doing it.
There's two guys. There's either the guys that just are actually just looking to start a conversation.
Yes, I would never.
Or there's the guy that's like, I'm the comedian. I gotta get a joke on everyone. And both of them, I'm like, really, dude? Like,
I would prefer to everyone in there just to do it in silence and get in and get out and get
or
out
with if you're with your buddies and you're already talking, continue talking to your buddies. It doesn't have to be silent hour.
Right.
But I don't need to like spark up conversations with a stranger at the urinal.
No.
And I'm like, that's not the time to run your stand-up comedy bit about how expensive the beers are. Like, what's going on here, guys? Like, okay, like, all right. What else do we need?
Trying out your material.
Yeah. And also, your material is the beers are expensive. Like, we all haven't probably talked about that 30 times since we've been here.
And there's different vibes too, because like when I go to local sporting events, well, you actually know
you know the people. You're not like striking up a conversation with randoms.
Right.
It's like we wouldn't talk to each other in the concourse halls. Why are we going to do it here?
Well, because we're in here. Because urine is coming out of both of our dicks, we have to talk to each other.
So I usually just don't acknowledge that, and then someone else tends to acknowledge it.
Yeah, there's always a comedian. I think you're right about that, though. Someone that's like, I'm gonna spice up this room. I'm gonna make this fun.
Yeah, you know what this group of 100 guys needs? We need some jokes in here. And of course, the guy was like right next to me. But that's
working on a fresh bit.
Yeah.
You got to be pretty funny to actually be funny in that scenario.
To actually pull that off, not like say something you've heard 1,000 times, like,
yes,
biggest waste. Start peeing like, that's just a waste of $13.
You don't really buy them, you just rent them. I guess they're right after all.
It's so stupid. Like, I'm laughing about it because of how dumb it is, but these people are clearly doing it to be serious. Like, they're not doing it in an ironic way. Like, they're trying to be funny. So that was one of my big takeaways there. Here's one I think is interesting. Okay, I won't get into the nitty gritty of this because there's so many people that have so many strong feelings on what you can and can't do during the national anthem. But one thing,
not to get too political.
This one actually is very political for people if you're going to go down that road, and we're not going to go there. But one thing that is always weird to me is when someone's actually singing the national anthem and people feel the need to sing also. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it feels like to me the point is the person's there to sing. You're there to just listen to it and take it in.
Right.
You know, that's a weird one to me. And the guy was like it's like this guy's this great national anthem singer. It's like, oh, yeah, the real
kind of want to listen. It's like kind of a performance.
Yeah, he's got this real strong voice. And then I get it. You're like showing your pride for America. But I'm like, you guys are all kind of, no one that was with us, but like other people around, like, you're all just kind of like drunk and sort of singing it.
Say, usually when that happens, it's a bunch of drunk people.
That's what it is. It's like, we're all kind of singing in our way. That's like,
because I was at I Hate Winter this weekend, and that happens because all the drunk college kids start.
And I think maybe that's where people is. It's just a feel good thing. They want to get involved. But I'm like, actually, this guy's singing really good, and you're kind of ruining it right now, at least from my vantage point. But I would
never be singing it, but
I wouldn't.
Every time I'm in a scenario where you might be expected to sing along with things, I don't do that.
I typically don't. Yeah.
At the most I might get is a lip sync out of me.
Yeah. Otherwise, Saturday was much slower, a little lower key as far as the alcohol consumption went than Friday. Just, it's tough to do 2 days back to back,
header.
And then also I start looking ahead. I'm like, oh God, we're going on a trip to California. That means I have to do all 3 of my lifting days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, I can't be hungover Monday and have a good squat day.
A double hangover.
That's not gonna work. So then I did have to rein it back in a little bit, which worked totally fine.
Yeah. All right. There was something else I was going to say about the peeing in urinals, but I forgot it. Oh, do you think the breaking the seal thing is a thing?
That's a good question.
Do you believe in breaking the seal? Like that's you hold the seal and it's never a problem, but once you break the seal, then you have to go to the bathroom all the time. You know, that's the thing people say, right?
That is,
You're like, oh, I'm not going to break the seal.
I feel like that's more of a thing people say when you're younger.
Yeah.
God,
In practice,
now
I don't
you
think it's a thing.
You actually have me very curious. I don't think it's a thing. It just seems like, no, your body's going to make pee whether you would go pee or not. I don't think it's a real thing. What's this say? Breaking the seal. It says it's an urban myth.
Ah, I knew it.
There's no physiological basis for this. It says, yep.
So go ahead and break that seal,
Break
fellas.
that seal.
and
It
ladies.
don't matter.
You break all the seals you want to.
Just keep breaking them seals.
Make sure you leave a comment on this YouTube video of the podcast. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Buy something from our store. We didn't even talk about that. We sell merchandise, but if you guys forgot, we sell a bunch of merchandise, including drink spotters, shirts, shorts, hats, etc., etc. What else do we need people to do? Maybe that's all we need you to do this week. Become a supporting member.
Tag us in your stall mat related content.
Yes.
Love a good
Keep us
photo
up
of
to
stall
date on
mat.
any stall mat updates. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.